I get there safe. Like, I really don't care. Like,
but that's what submission is. That's what submission is that you.
Down that I think everybody is at some point deserving to receive love and to be even into marriage if they do aspire for marriage.
I believe that society shapes how we view things and how we look at things in our life.
Make your own bed. That's basically what Kevin Samuels is saying. His delivery is what people kind of throws people off. But basically,
aggressive or like violent, like where I think toxic masculinity is
no offense to men, that they also get this idea that, you know, women are just going to take care of them and everything is going to be like easy.
A domestic violence shelter, and he brought her up to be, you know, a $25,000.
Hell yeah, you need to judge in dating. It is what it is. You know, you can't not judge people just because you feel bad about it. Like, you need to know.
As much as I love my daughter, there are some harsh realities and some things that her mother and I teach her in order to help her to understand. And
like, I'm sure everyone knows a woman that, you know, had sex on the
What's going on? Welcome back to CKQ Podcast. I'm your host, Clement. And before I introduce our panelists, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe to this channel. For more content like this, we go live every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And on to our usual panelists. We got the doctor.
What's happening there, everybody? You can reach me at Black Wall Street Trading LLC or Behavioral_Consultant on IG. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and share the video.
And we got Neek is the Night, aka 3MLO.
Hey guys, you can check out 3MLO on Instagram, YouTube, and check us out on CKQ as well. Thank you.
Awesome. So, how you guys doing?
Doing all right there.
Doing all right. I like the sound.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing. I'm out here in Jersey.
Out there in Jersey, huh?
Jersey, yeah. We doing big things out here. You feel me?
Yeah, you know my father-in-law. He live out there.
Yeah, all the way out here in Jersey.
Out there in Jersey, yeah. You might know him. You know, he lives in Hoboken or someplace.
Like he's a Hoboken kind of guy, is it? Okay.
Yeah, he's a Hoboken guy.
Them guys out there, they're funny kind of guys, but you know, they all right.
But you follow what I'm saying? He's that guy. He's that guy.
He's that guy. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
He'll like you
though. I want to start off with a little reaction video. So, curious on your thoughts. Do me a favor, mute your mics. Fair use. Where's that banner? Fair use.
By Terrell Xavier, $5. Thank you, Terrell. Men want a career to get girls. The girls are a prize for success. What is the prize for women? And who's going to care for you when you're alive, when you're 60?
Okay, so let me re-say that. Mm-hmm. Men want a career so they can have success. Women want what?
The girls are the prize for his success.
The girls are the prize for his success. Mm-hmm. Okay, and?
What is the prize for women?
What is the prize for a woman? Go ahead, Pro. What is the prize for a woman?
For a woman's success?
Are you saying for success or in a relationship?
For success, like
okay.
A woman's success.
So, okay, let me rewind. Men want success, and the grand prize is a hot woman.
Mm-hmm.
Women want success. What is the prize for that success?
And we're talking success like in their
career wise. Yeah.
A lot of money and lonely usually. Yeah. Usually an empty apartment, but a lot of money to spend.
And doesn't sit well with you.
I mean, I think people are free to choose what they want to choose. If that's what you want to do, go do it.
Mhm.
But I think a lot of women do that and they chase the bag and they chase the career and then they find themselves alone at 50, 60, and that's not fun. And I think a lot of older women lie to younger women about this, and that's what rubs me the wrong way. That's why I do what I do, because I just don't believe in lying to women.
How do older women lie to younger women?
Because they'll say things like the happiest sector of women is like 45 and childless, but you could find 10 studies that disprove that for the one that they have that didn't have a proper sample size. So you're pushing this narrative because you don't want to be alone in your poor choices. And that doesn't sit well with me. I don't.
So they're almost like validating their poor decisions, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and you can see it in the media all the time. Like every poor decision a woman makes, like you see it in the media. Like for example, like women gain weight, right? What body positivity? That's the next thing that comes out.
Well, we just talked about that with Jordan Peterson, Rolo. Yeah, how the one big girl was on the cover of SI.
Yeah, and I've been overweight, and that you can lose it. So why are we tripping? Why are we tripping? And they do the same thing with age now too. You see them pushing. Like, what is it? Ageism? That's the new word for it?
Oh, yes, because the older women are upset that
because they're lonely.
Yeah, they're mad that they're not getting the same sexual offers that they were getting in their youth. Shocking. Yeah.
Coco, you're found success in what you're doing. Same question to you. Men find success and the grand prize is women. What is the grand prize for being a successful woman?
Freedom and money. Because when you have your own career, you obviously make money if you're successful. Money equals freedom, so you can do whatever you want.
But to Pearl's point, let's say you're that 45-year-old woman, successful, millionaire, amazing house, couple cats running around. Shout out to the cat owners out there. But would that be fulfilling if you never got married and didn't have kids?
I don't think that you can be successful and have a husband or a boyfriend or whatever. I don't think it's either or.
You can do both, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because I see it right now. Like me and my boyfriend, we both work literally 24/7. Like we work weekends, we work all the time, but we both work from home. Okay, we both go on meetings, go on shoots, and whatever he goes do for his work, but we're still there and we're still enjoying each other. And what I love, that's why I said that what we appreciate with each other, we're both very ambitious and we talk about work a lot and we work on projects together. So it's not that he.
Before we go on to the reactions, shout out to I Am Alex. I see you. What's up, my man? If you have time, hit the link at the top of the chat. Join the conversation if you want to. Women are focusing on the wrong thing. Interesting. But what do you guys think about that? You muted, bro.
I love it.
You loved it?
Man, what? That first girl put everything in the fucking perspective. And the second one, well, the last one that just spoke, she pretty much backed up everything the other one was saying in her own way.
You sure about that?
I'm positive, bro. You gotta hear the words, bro. You gotta hear the words.
You gotta hear the words.
You gotta hear what she was saying through all the noise. You gotta compartmentalize. Let me show you something. She just told you how why do you think her and her man both work from home, bro?
They both work from home?
Yeah, bro. Why do you think that is? Really? Why do you think that is, bro?
Why do I think that they both work from home? Well,
yeah. And why do you think that they talk about work all the time with each other, bro? And why do you think she told you that, made a point to brag on her man for just a second? She was talking about her dude.
I don't think that's a happy thing.
That's good for them, though. It works for them.
It works for them. Okay.
That's why they both work from home. And she just went back on what the fuck she just previously said. She was a hypocrite immediately. That it won't work. But you're making it work. I don't understand, ma'am. Ma'am, please, can I please borrow some understanding, ma'am? Can I please borrow some understanding? I don't get it. She would have a duck if that nigga left her. You understand me? Ain't nobody trying to hear no woman talking about she don't need no man, nigga. Ain't no woman trying to get her hand do that shit, bruh. Cause it sucks. Bruh, you remember the woman I told you about? I broke off the engagement, right?
Yeah.
Straight dime. On dime all day. You feel me? This nigga dating a motherfucking adjustable too, just so she ain't lonely. This nigga is not even her height. She can't wear heels with him or nothing.
No.
She don't even like them kind of niggas. Now, 20 years ago, she'd have spit at that nigga and said, "Get the fuck out my face." Because why? She had a motherfucking youth. She was in her 20s. She had NFL football players after her, nigga. You feel me? But not now. Not now, nigga. Not now. See, even though you pretty, nigga, you that makeup and wig, I'm ready, dressed pretty. You ain't that goddamn no matter what sundress, no makeup, barefoot, just got out the shower, or just finished playing volleyball pretty. You ain't that pretty no more.
That's gone, huh?
Yeah, your youth done fleeted away from your ass. That bitch took off. It grabbed that motherfucking baton and said, pew! It took off. Niggas want them motherfucking youngins. You feel me? Niggas want them youngins.
Let's see what does Alex think.
All right, peace be upon CKQ, Dr. Candidate, and UK's the night. What I meant by when I say women focus on the wrong things is kind of a combined with I know her usage of, I can't think of it, but you know the first girl said and what the last girl said.
Just Pearl.
Women want freedom and money, yes, and money does give you a lot of freedom that you can do if you weren't middle class or below that. Yes, it does. But at the end of the day, if money and freedom are the only two things you're concerned about, you need to go back to the factory and do some fixing and on your mindset and everything. Because like what I've learned and what I've observed, women want to be married. They do, but in their choices when it comes to picking men, it's not the best. And this is why I think a father or a brother, somebody that is related to you and not trying to get in them genes, if you know what I mean, because
needs to vet that ass.
Because to me, I don't believe in the saying that women are more smart than guys, because if they were, women wouldn't be struggling and trying to find a man. Women wouldn't be chasing these Chaz and Tyrones, et cetera, but we all know the gist of that, And I just personally think that, okay, if you want a relationship, focus on what men actually want and actually believe them, because majority of us think the same way when it comes to women. And focus on that. Make sure you have the man first and follow his purpose and be on his journey, or have yours in a way, like have your stuff I can't say the words, but
compartmentalize.
Compartmentalize what the woman wants to do and what the man do, and still like focus on working together, because I do think it's possible. But like I said, some women focus on the wrong things when it comes to a man. What I personally think is you can focus on, like, is he raised by two parents in the household, religion, stuff like, does he treat people nice and everything, and does he have like does he have a good character? But people are focused on, oh, if he's tall, if he's this, and all other stuff, and I think a very bad representation of relationships and how women should move is Sex in the City. But go ahead.
Okay. How you doing, Danielle?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. Miss Unique, what did you think? What did you think of that? The video. We're gonna definitely go back onto it.
She's looking for the unmute right now. She's looking for the unmute right now.
I was trying to. Because I'm broadcasting on PMLO at the same time, so I was answering people.
You call on me.
I gave you a lot of time. No, I went past everyone.
I guess in an ideal situation, you want to. Your prize is not just going to be freedom and money, because you want somebody to share it with, right? So you need all three. You need somebody to share it with, you need freedom, and you need money. And that's ideal. Now, does it happen all the time? No. So sometimes, you compromise for one thing than the other. Like John was saying, the person who was a dime is now compromising with a 2 because they just want somebody. So I don't know. I feel like yes, you do need a significant other in your life in order for it to be meaningful, like to share with somebody.
Yeah.
But you have to care about yourself in a sense to where that other person will care the same way, else it's not going to work. I feel like if you don't care about you, then that person is not going to be worth it to even share it with anyway. But that's my thoughts.
If you don't care about you, then it's not really worth sharing it because you're not really sharing anything valuable.
Yeah, I mean, if that person don't feel like they're valuable, then why should I? And it's not worth it if you're not sharing it with somebody. Yeah,
that's true.
It's not valuable.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to come back on this a little bit more. Fair use. Mute your mics, please.
Is doing his own thing and I'm doing my own thing, and we don't even know what's going on in our work life.
Do you think he respects you more because you've got a lot going on?
Yes, he said that he would never be with a girl who's not driven.
Got it. So respect to him. And have you ever been with a guy who found you a little much, like too work oriented, like you're a little intimidating? Have you been with a guy like that ever?
I wouldn't say that I was ever like intimidating. At least nobody told me that.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that a lot of guys don't like when a girl is very vocal about her opinion. And I'm very vocal about my opinion. So when it comes to being submissive, I couldn't do that because that's just not my personality. That's not my personality. And that's why I left the comfort of my own home. That's why I'm trying to do my own thing.
Go ahead, Ali.
So I have a question because you want to have this very successful career. I think earlier in the hallway, you said you wanted to be a billionaire.
Yes.
And then you're saying that you're pretty much in an equal partnership. So my question is your money going to be both of yours money, or is it just going to be your money? Like how are the finances going to break down in that?
When?
Because earlier I heard you say that you wanted all of your bills paid, but then you're talking about having a career.
When did I say that I want my bills paid?
It was much earlier in the conversation. I would have to go back and rewatch it.
That I need my bills paid?
Oh, you said you didn't split it 50-50.
No, I meant for dinners.
Okay. If you're talking about equal housework, then yes.
No.
So that was my confusion. I was like, is your money going to be both of y'all's, or is just
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about that. The money in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
What should you split? What should the man take care of? What should the woman take care of? Let's talk about the money. Like, how does it work in your marriage?
Well, he pays majority of most of the bills. I have a very small income that I bring in. It's supplemental income, but that's mostly because I can be fulfilled in that. I think if I wanted to make candles and make no money, I think he'd be fine with that. But that's kind of how the breakdown is. And he takes a lot of pride in doing that. He's very happy to protect and provision. And I think a lot of men don't get to have that opportunity where they could have that intimate of a relationship with their wife, female partner.
And how does the money work in your marriage? Because you said your boyfriend is pretty successful. Did I say marriage? Sorry. Yeah. Your relationship. Knock on wood, girl. How does it work? You guys split rent? You guys split food bills, utility bills? Does he always pay for dinner? Like, she's being very open and honest, saying, look, he makes all the money. I'm here to support him. You've been open and honest, saying, hey, we both make money. So how do the bills break down?
Well, we kind of try to see where we're very open with our finances. So like he knows how much I make, I know how much he makes. And then we decide together what we're going to spend on what. Like he pays the rent, so maybe I'm going to pay for the car or something. So like
but he pays the rent.
Yeah.
Period. He pays the rent.
Yeah.
Well, the rent is the biggest expense that someone will have.
Not necessarily.
Well, what do you mean? Of course it's the biggest expense.
No, like groceries and the car gets expensive.
No, groceries are a
Do you
third.
spend on groceries?
No, I'm not
I buy
even.
a lot of organic food.
But the reality is, rent or housing is the biggest expense.
Like, no, he pays the rent.
Okay, but being the man in the relationship, paying the rent, you're living technically under his roof. Does that qualify him to have a little more say in the relationship, or no?
No, I wouldn't say that because I don't quantify certain things. So like if he pays the rent, but maybe I don't know, maybe I'm actually physically gonna go buy the groceries. So I'm gonna put my time and my effort and my energy into doing something, and he's gonna do something else.
Do you do all like the cooking and cleaning?
No.
Okay.
He's a Virgo, so he's like
so
really
what
good.
like because he's paying the
Yeah.
rent. That's really nice. Does he
Yeah.
like what does he get in return?
What does he get in return?
Mm-hmm.
He gets a lot in return.
Okay, like what?
Like I'm gonna keep that. I don't know, not answered.
Oh, okay.
What did you mean by that?
Yeah, I'm so confused.
If a dude was paying my rent, like I'd make sure that I would do the cooking, cleaning, I would do everything in the house. So
You're saying if a guy's paying your rent, you're doing everything.
yeah, free rent. What?
Around the YouTube channel though.
What?
Around the YouTube channel though.
Two of them get it.
Hello, Chris. Welcome. You came in at a good time.
Hi. Everyone is well.
Danielle, we're going to start
You
with
look
you.
beautiful, Chris. You look beautiful.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Is that an African dress? Is that an African dress?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Turn it up, Clement. You got it turned down.
Turn what up? Turn what up?
Our sound effects.
It was low.
Oh, the clapping and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you conservative tonight. What you doing?
I don't know, man. Guys, I'm just, build it while we fly, okay?
Be hitting that damn heavy bag too hard or something.
But Danielle, start us out, okay? All right? Talk less about my mistakes here.
Talk about what?
What do you think of the video?
I think that everything is fine. I mean, if he happy in his relationship and she happy in her relationship, then it's okay. I don't know, but if I was her, I don't know if I would be open to answer questions either, because they not asking just to ask. They real judgmental in their tone. It's like, bitch, you just because you look like a ugga booga and don't nobody want to pay your rent, so if somebody paid your rent, you would jump through hoops. Don't get mad at me. I'm used to people paying my bills. That's not extraordinary for me.
Okay.
That is just what it is.
Okay.
And if she makes all that money, maybe she paid for somebody to clean her house. Nobody actually asked her house get clean. They asked if she cleaned her house. Like, what billionaire cleaned their house? What billionaire cleaned their house?
So you think that? Okay. So then you think, all right, you're just saying that her dynamic is good because that's just how they have it ran. It doesn't.
I think if they find in a relationship, don't be mad, because if you was in this position, you would have to jump through hoops to be in it. Don't be mad at me.
Okay. Alex, what do you think?
But I want to comment on something else. May I do that real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, yeah. She said, I can't be submissive. That's not my personality. Now, I got to say that last word, personality, I don't think it has nothing to do with authority, because if you look at the definition of authority, it's basically just committing submission to a higher power. You can put God in that example. Everybody wants to say they Christian, and everything. So I really kind of blame the man, and I hate to say that, because if you're being a woman that isn't willing to be submissive to you, whether you're paying her rent and her bills and yours and everything, she living in your place and she not paying anything, I think like she need to go hit the streets, because at the end of the day, women are going to do only what men allow. And I think that, if I'm paying for my bills and yours, you're gonna be doing something more than just cooking and cleaning. I'm just saying, because and most of us that grew up in a black family household is that when you grow up and you pay your own bills, then you make the rules. So that dude's growing up and making his own bills and making rules, and there's many other women that look like her. So I mean, hey, and like Curly, that's her name. She said like, hey, if you paying the bills, I can live rent free. What's the problem? Because end of the day, the one who has the money makes the rules. So
let me ask you this, because I heard you say, growing up in the black household, it's whoever makes the money makes the rules. Do you think that was a healthy mindset in most black households?
Yes and no.
Explain.
The reason why I say no is because I think there's a way you should treat any children, whether they're black or non-black, and just by saying that is not going to fully teach them. Many people learn through different ways, and I think if and when you're gonna be saying something like that, you gotta go through steps and teach, because many people don't know how to do so when it comes to getting for a place and stuff like that. And I just think that's just a fancy way to say stuff without fully explaining it. To be honest, I think every parent, no matter if you're black or not, they should be teaching their child how that goes about paying your own rent, being part of your own place, and all that stuff and everything. Because one thing I don't like in the black community is that I'm here to raise you till you're 18 out of my house. And what's the point of having a child? Because to me, it comes off that you don't even love your child if it's gonna be like that. That's just me. Hey, and you mentioned about the whole Virgo stuff. I'm a Virgo too. What does that even matter? You chose to be with him. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Action speaks louder than words.
Okay. Doctor.
All right. First off, that's a true statement. And it actually goes, he who has the gold makes the rules. And that's a true statement. And you can't show me where it's never like that. Whoever is financing the film, they make the rules of the film. Whoever is owning the business, they make the rules of the business. Whoever the primary investor, just like who just bought Twitter? Elon Musk. Who makes the fucking rules for Twitter? Right. He who has the fucking goal makes the fucking rules. That's just the way they go. Because if I remove my goal, you, my friend, cease to exist. So, because of that, my goal, my rules. That's just the way that works. Now, when you look at inside of a relationship, if that shit works for them, I'm kind of like Danielle. That's cool. That works for them. I just want for everybody else and all you normal motherfuckers, that is not how it's gonna work for you. For women who don't have access to men that make the kind of money that he makes, or niggas who don't have access to women who make the kind of money she makes, you had better learn to be a provider.
You feel me?
Because normal women ain't fucking with you. They looking for the goal, and they will fucking follow them rules. That's just the way that fucking works.
Okay, and that's fine. But can I ask you a question real quick, doctor?
Yeah.
If and this statement is true, fine. If the person has a goal that has the money to make the rules, why isn't she willing to follow the rules, whatever it may be?
I can answer that. Can I answer?
Go ahead.
Because money is not always the goal. That's why it's not the person that have the money make the rules. It's the person who have the goal makes the rules. So having finances is not necessarily the goal. Perhaps the goal, she is the goal. Perhaps we don't know what he looks like. We don't know what he desires about her, or why he with her, or why he choosing her. So we don't actually know what the goal is in their relationship.
That's perfectly fine. But if and when money's not going to make you follow my rules, nor is gold, hell, vibranium, whatever it may be that is valuable to follow my rules in my household, why should you still be here? That's just
not every man require a woman to be submissive either.
To each his own. I'm not tripping off that. But I just think that, for some men, and this man is not wanting her to be submissive, don't complain about it. That's all. Go ahead.
I don't think he would. I think that if you get I don't like Danielle said, I don't know what this nigga look like, right? He could be somebody who just ain't gonna meet this woman again. I mean, we've seen it on this very show where you have a dude who is just so
head over heels
for this woman, he'll let another man beat her out. You feel me? And talking about he like it. And you can see the disgust in his face. Like it was evident. It was plain as day. This nigga jealous. He upset about it. But he know that in order to keep Deep Throat Debbie, he gonna have to let her do her thing with everybody else. And if he ain't with it, and that's his goal, like that that's his goal. For him, like it's not money, that's the goal. She is the goal for him. Now, most normal niggas like myself and like you, Alex, I'm gonna require some things. And I'm not gonna put up with that shit.
Neither am
at
I.
all. And I'm gonna bring the gold. But with them gold, with that gold gonna come some root around this motherfucker. You understand? But I can take my gold and go play in another playground. Just like I did in yours. That's all I'm saying. And I digress.
Chris, we haven't heard you in a while.
Yes. What is the question?
Oh, just your reaction to the video or anything that's been said so far.
So I didn't see too much of it, so I don't really know about the submission part.
Okay. From what you've seen.
What I heard at the end, I did find it interesting that she didn't want to answer the question. I do agree with Danielle. I think that the question was being asked in bad faith. And I think, I don't know if she was the one that was like the millionaire or something, or that was really well off. But it's actually
she's well off, and she plans on being a billionaire. Is her goal.
Yeah, it's fairly typical for people that are well off to be a bit more secretive, because they don't want people to know everything about them, especially if you don't know someone well, especially when it comes to your relationships. If you're expecting to be with someone who is also well off, if not more well off than you don't really want them to know, other people to know all the details of your spouse. Things like that are like valuable, and you don't discuss it too much.
That's fair. Tack Williams, how you doing, my man?
Hey, what's good, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound just fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want to say hello to everybody. I caught part of that clip and kind of heard what was saying in terms of, I guess what I would speak to is, the people who would have more of a say so, the provider, or I guess, I don't know if it's the person submitting or whatever like that, right? But in most cases in society, that's what we teach our kids, right? Get away from the sex part. That's what we teach our kids, And then, I mean, you can put it different ways. Some people say it's not the person that with the title that's in charge, it's the person with the influence. So if you look at that in sports and you have somebody like a coach, and if you look at it on the organizational chart, the players fall underneath the coach. But we all know the players with the most influence, that's going to make the difference as far as the bank goes, as far as the money go. They're going to have more say so than that organizational chart that might show the coach over the players or however that goes. In relationships or non-relationships, but just relations, either way, there's typically, I mean, we're not talking about every time, all the time, but the majority of the time, what typically happens, right? What typically happens is if you don't look both ways when you cross the street, you increase your chances of getting hit by a car. That's what typically happens. Not all the time, but typically. So when, speaking from my own experience, if I'm in the position to provide and my goal is not to marry, but to have relations, then I don't need to beat her into submission or con her into it. Either she wants the job or she doesn't, because you can, it's the next hire, right? In fact, I'll give you a real time example for me. I'm in South Carolina right now, but the last 3-4 days I was in Savannah, Georgia on River Street. And that's like the port front. I stay down there at those hotels. I love it. So I flew somebody in that I've been talking to probably the last couple months. I flew her in. She come down from Jersey or whatever. She fly in, and I'm gonna just keep it real. What happened? She already know we staying in the same hotel at the Hyatt Regency. Is a king size bed. She know that. This ain't no surprise. There ain't no trapping, right? Now you know that 2 weeks ago when I set it up, and she wanted to come, and she was like, "Yeah, I just need to move some things around." So you ain't gotta move nothing around. I'm gonna send the money. You book the trip, I send the money. It's nothing, right? So she fly down. We hang out, we go eat, we do a little whatever. When we go to bed that night, take the showers, go to the room. I'm gonna tell you, man, I ain't used to sleeping in no bed with no woman that I've been whatever attracted to and not giving that body language or trying to make a move. That ain't me. I ain't with that bullshit. I'm gonna tell you now, right? So, but this would happen. This would really happen. She was like, look, I don't feel comfortable about that. I said, cool. And then we went to sleep. Now, the next morning, we go eat breakfast. We go hang out. We went to the spot and eat breakfast. You know what I did? Here's my hand to God and all them disciples that was with him. I was like, look, I want to say something to you. She was like, what? I said, I want to apologize to you. And she a cutie, a young cutie, fine motherfucker, right? And she was like, nah, you don't owe me an apology. I just didn't want to feel like I had to do something. I said, shorty, you don't have to do nothing. But the protocol was what it was, and it was typical. But since you're not with it, it's no thing. I just want to apologize to you so we can finish enjoying each other's company, and we don't have to have that in the room.
Looming in the air.
In the room. You get me? So I want, that's me, because there's no thing. It's not you I'm crazy about. I just wanted to have the experience down there hanging out for a few days, whatever. Right? So she's like, I really appreciate that, this, that. So we have lunch, we hang out, boom, whatever. That night, it was on. Not because of me. We go to bed that night. She tells me, here's like I say, my hand and my parents that's deceased. She says, my calf, I'm getting cramps in my thigh, and she keep raising her leg up, her knee up in the bed, right? And first, I ain't paying her ass no mind, you know what I mean? But she said it again. I said, you want me to massage it? Because now I need to know, is you in character now? Is
you in character?
Do I need to call you by your stage name now? You
Let's
know what I mean?
go.
This shit is real. So I start massaging the thigh, right? And I guess she was playing a role with me, because then I was like, is that better? She says, yeah. I said, the rest of your leg okay? She says, you can check. That was it. It was on. So in 12 hours, we went from, 24 hours, we went from a fucking potential Me Too movement or some bullshit. See, this would kill me about females. To me apologizing next morning, and that night you tricking me into touching your motherfucking ass. See, that's why I don't fall for that dumbass shit a lot of these women be talking, because I'm out here doing it. I know how that shit go. That's why I don't play with it. I cash their ass out and keep them moving, because it's whatever it is or it's not. So a lot of them is real, but you're not going to sit here and tell me that the shorty, the cutie, a dude that don't even know her from 2 months ago, fly her in from wherever she want to come from, whatever the flight is. She ordered some shoes, I paid for it. It was whatever, and she know we stand in the king side bed, and then she hit me with the she don't want to do it, which is cool, because here's what it is: if you don't want to do it, I respect that, and that's why I apologize the next morning. But then that night, you tricking me with the muscle game to get me to touch you, and then the next 2 days is on and pop. I took it to the airport last night, and that's what it is. See, that type of shit is what happens, and still happens. That's why I say when people say, well, what if she not with it? Okay, she ain't got to be with it, because no mean no. It ain't no commitment. It ain't no agreement. But what I'm telling you is, if y'all think these women not out here, don't be on that bullshit, you mistaken. They completely be on it. Like paying them bills, all that. I had a situation with somebody, her mortgage was like $1,500 a month. You know what I'm saying? And we was friends, and I was trying to upgrade that shit, but I wanted to do it where as though there was no commitment. So I told her, until you get somebody for real, you might as well let me help you with the mortgage. I just want the benefits of that shit without the commitment. And she thinking about that shit. Now, you might say, well, that's not good, and you should be married, and you going to hell. All that's true. I'm just telling you what happens, though.
Oh, that's true. I ain't gonna deny it. That's just me.
I'm giving it to you in real time, not what happened 10 years ago. This shit happening now. And I'm broke.
What?
Stop the cap.
Sure. Come on, man. If you just tuned in, hit that like and subscribe button to tax capping right now. All right. But John, you had something to say?
Man. Talk know what's up. Talk know I know what's up. And he was very, and I just want to thank you, my brother Talk, for being very transparent. Okay. And bringing this whole thing, which bleeds into what I said last week. Y'all motherfucking women is losing. I'm telling you, we will pay bills. That's all I'm just gonna say. That we will pay bills, and more of us are getting away from the commitment. And the ones that y'all be talking about, I just wish I had a good man. I just wish I had a man who would be into me. Them niggas be out here. They out here. You come in here with some stupid ass shit come out your mouth talking about I want us to be 50-50. Bitch, ain't nothing about us 50-50, nigga. You can't do what I do. You can do what I do when you can do what I do. And I mean all of it. Not part of it. I mean all of it. And you ain't built like that. You're not built like that. You don't want to do it. You're not gonna do it. And I'm not just talking about the burglar situation, because we know how that motherfucker gonna play out. She gonna throw your motherfucking ass out that bed. Go see. She ain't finna get up and talk about you like a fucking dog if you don't get up. You understand? So I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that if you go to a woman, this is the test question. Will you take care of me and let me stay at home? I'll take care of the house and the kids. What's wrong with you? Like, why would you have to stay at home? They gonna question that shit. You ain't never gonna get a straight answer. The answer ain't gonna be yes. First of all, let's just get that out the way. You're here. Well, for a little while. Maybe till you get on your feet. What's your 5-year plan? What do you plan? Bitch, I don't ask you all that. That's the difference. Because if you ask me and I like you, hell yeah. You mean I ain't never got to work? Never. I ain't got I ain't got Just got to fuck a lot. That's it.
No,
That's
it's
just being
crazy,
honest.
man. It's crazy.
I'm gonna want some ass. You got to keep me happy. If I'm gonna work all these goddamn hours to take care of everybody, I want everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. I need you to go read a book about the Kama Sutra, then call the motherfucker who wrote it.
But that's why I say, and I'm gonna be quiet so somebody else can speak. That's why I say when it comes to like relations with females, right? That's why I don't get caught up in a lot of theories and I feel like this and I think like this. Nah, nigga, I'm gonna tell you what I do. We gonna start with that. I'm gonna give you some real time shit, that hasn't been forgotten. I'm not changing the narrative or narrating it a different way. I'm gonna tell you what it is. And one of the reasons why I can do that, or not being arrogant about it, but I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I don't need your money. I don't need your motherfucking credit. I don't need your signature. I don't need you to co-sign. I don't need you to look better because there's two of us when it comes to that part. So that in and of itself, that financial freedom, I don't know how it worked for y'all, but it do give a motherfucker a different level of freedom of speech around here. Because you don't have to sit up there and genuflect and cable tow it and hold your head down because you know she the primary on that goddamn vehicle you driving. And you know you couldn't get that condo without her signature.
Come on.
And the only reason why you there is because her son has a health issue. It wasn't yours. Sure, he called you daddy when he not on medication, but it was because of her son that she got that goddamn voucher unit. That's why dudes be slow to move like that. But if you talk to somebody that's holding their own shit down, they not doing that. They not moving like that. Now they're not going to be all arrogant and barking and nothing like that, but they will have a sophisticated version of it's cool. It's cool. You
That's
ain't
fine.
with it. I understand it. In fact, you gave me one reason why you not with it. I'm gonna give you 2 supportive reasons why you shouldn't be with it, and they're gonna be replaced. Dude, with that movement, he not gonna sit there and try to sexually assault. He not gonna sit there and run no con game. I'm not gonna tell you how beautiful your feet or your fucking religion is. I ain't doing it.
So let me say this, and then I'll throw this question out to the panel. To some people, they would see that as like a struggle situation, right?
A struggle situation.
Meaning like damn, I thought this was gonna be easy. Like all of a sudden she's throwing this curveball at me, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So to the panel,
I mean,
relationships should always be a struggle.
I mean, but you are clear it wasn't a struggle to me, right?
It wasn't a struggle to you because you handled the situation beautifully. You know, props to you.
Yeah, definitely.
The relationship should always be a struggle. There's always be some kind of struggle in a relationship to overcome, right?
Can I go?
Go ahead.
Yes and no. The reason why I say yes,
You got a yes and no for everything, huh?
no, because like that's how it is. Like, and it's like one of my employees said to me yesterday when I was at work. It's kind of like yin and yang, you know. One
Okay.
can work without the other. Now,
Okay.
let's just keep it a buck, straight all the way. It's already a struggle enough for an average guy like myself or Tyrone to get a girl, not Shadow Tyrone. Let's start off there. Then too, you gotta get to know and all that other stuff. And then when you actually in a relationship, you gotta make sure nobody looking at your girl, or you all masculine on the guy side. The woman are concerned, everything. Oh, she not paying attention. So nothing
Alex,
comes without work.
Alex, repeat that again. You broke up a little bit, please.
I'm sorry about that, but nothing comes without work. Nothing comes without work. And I do think that relationships come with work, you know, because especially when you involve children, you know, because you got doctor's appointments, you got parent meetings. If the children get suspended or expelled from school, God forbid, but everything is going to have a problem at the end of the day. None of us are God down here. We're children of God, but at the end of the day, nothing is without work, you know? Dudes have a chance of being promiscuous, and a woman has a chance of being promiscuous, and at the end of the day, and whoever one falls to that, then the relationship is kind of over, whoever side it is that is cheating. You know, we're not even gonna go there, but at the end of the day, to answer your question, yes and no. A relationship.
Yes and no.
It to me, I don't see it as a struggle, but as long as a man got himself together and a woman got himself together, and if they not messing anything up, you know what we talking about. But no, I don't personally think it's a struggle, but unless you make it yourself.
Interesting. Everyone else has the same kind of opinion? Thoughts?
All right, so relationships should always be a struggle, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the way we do it in the Black community. We the only race that struggle love. Like, that's what we do.
Struggle love.
Yeah, we believe in that shit. We believe in
The love ain't struggling. You ain't doing it right?
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's like, nigga, we struggling, but it's a struggle every day. I mean, it sounds so downtrodden and fucking depressing. It's ridiculous. But I don't think I don't think a relationship should always have to be a struggle. But I've known some relationships where when there was struggle, they blossomed and they became beautiful. Because you remember a few podcasts back, I said you got a woman, you have different types of women.
Mm-hmm.
You have a woman who wants it right now.
The builder.
She's gonna go with somebody who's like kind of like me and Talk. Like, we already set, we already got what we need, and we can provide. Like right now, we're ready. Then you got a builder, right? You got the woman who's never gonna commit, like kind of like the one you just saw on the, and she's never going to commit.
She
She
ain't.
doesn't have a religious background. She's not religion nor is she spiritual. She's probably atheist. She don't, her and her man, like they don't have any type of religious foundation. I don't believe. If she go to church, it's just to donate money. That's it. For a tax write-off. Let's focus on the builder. So if you get a girl, the woman who's a builder, and the man and the guy who's a builder. So the guy who's a builder, right? And the girl who's a builder, they're building. They're gonna struggle together. Like, but she's gonna have patience with it. So they're not gonna be arguing or anything, but they are struggling. So she's willing to sleep on the air mattress until you can get a bed. She's willing to watch TV on the phone until you can have an actual TV. She's willing to do without wireless internet and help you even find somebody's password to use the wireless internet to get it done. But here's the thing.
Let's just go in past the legal crap, right?
Right. What ends up happening and making those relationships so beautiful, and I'm not saying that these, not what I'm about to say is not, this is metaphorically, just so you can just wrap your mind around it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's almost, I don't want to say like Patty Hearst, but it's more like a Bonnie Clyde situation, to where whatever it takes for us to succeed, I'm going to help you do that. You see these relationships a lot in young couples that are in college, and you see them in drug addicts. Some of the strongest relationships you will see are two people who are codependent of each other, but the relationship is really strong. Now, you won't agree with some of the moral and the moral atrocities that they commit, but it works for them. And no matter what, dude won't leave her, she won't leave him. It was a couple, and Yannick knows the couple I'm talking about. His wife was a prostitute. He was both of them were heroin addicts, right? I observed them for over a year. Stayed at the same hotel with them, everything, for over a year. Got all kinds of notes, pictures, everything. Started working on a book. The one thing that I saw, and by the way, today, they're now clean. Both of them about 85 pounds overweight. They don't do any drugs. They got a job. I stayed in contact with them. I got them in rehabs. I talked to them on a personal level, and now they're clean, but years later. But anyway, back to what I was saying. He has stood watch out while his wife turned tricks. He helped set her dates up. He would get her ready for each trick. He would pick out the clothes that she should wear when she's going with an engineer or a doctor or something like that. All of this, you understand? So they struggling.
That's struggle. That's struggle love. That's struggle love.
Let that motherfucker go to jail. Shit, she had that motherfucker out within the hour. Let her go to jail. He will have her ass out within the hour. I don't care if he got to rob, borrow, steal, whatever he got to do. He gonna get his boo-boo thing back within the hour. She ain't finna sit in there. Now everybody like, well, she was a prostitute. Nigga, you can say what you want to say about them, but it ain't too many motherfucking couples that don't engage in none of that shit got a relationship as strong as theirs. And got a commitment to each other as strong as theirs.
They went through the worst of the worst.
It is conditional. Most people's relationships are fucking conditional relationships.
Ooh.
Contingent upon you doing this, then I'll do that. Now, if we know this, then that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Prostitutes is fixing to be winning around this motherfucker when men really catch on. Because if you, hell, what is the prostitute situation? Bitch, if you do this, I'm going to give you that. And she said, okay, well, if you give me that, then I'm going to give you this. Now, am I saying our relationship is going to struggle up? No. But what I am saying is some relationships just struggle. And some of those relationships are really fucking beautiful because she was there from ground one. And if he hit it big, she comes along with him.
And that was the whole idea behind this question, because I think the more struggle you go through with someone, the more you guys are able to, the more you guys are able to build past that, the better it's just gonna become. So should there always be a struggle?
You have to define the struggle, because some people struggle and it's just fucking toxic. Like there is no real struggle. It's just all toxicity.
Listen, that you know, her prostituting herself, some people would have considered that toxic. Toxic is, you know.
Nah, she gonna do that no matter what, because she on drugs. Don't let anybody.
But they still, that was still a struggle love situation. You know, that was still a struggle. But that's still, they went through the lowest of the lows together.
They did.
So that's what I'm saying. If
both of them on drugs, like if she was with a dude who was not on drugs, that whole prostitution thing,
it wouldn't have worked out for sure.
Hell no. I don't know too many niggas that would have, but because they both drug addicts, and no matter what any female drug addicts say, I sold drugs. I done seen a bunch of females, and all of y'all say yes at one point to get drugs. That's just where it go. That's just what happened.
Oh, dang. Let's get someone else in on this. Chris, what are you thinking?
I think no. I think you have to define what struggle is, but
yeah,
always be a struggle. No, I think you should be self-improving. And if you are improving, then you should have less struggles in your relationship. Like maybe you'll hit bumps and you should be able to work through those and then move past it. But most of your relationship, I don't think should be a struggle. Like if you spend the rest of your life with somebody, to say that it's going to be a struggle for the next 70, 80 years, that just sounds awful. So no, I don't think so. I think if you're doing what you need to do by improving yourself, being open to feedback, you know, making yourself happy, making that other person, we can't make them happy, but keeping yourself happy, ensuring that they're happy as well. You shouldn't be struggling all the time. It's hard to say. Like I understand what John's saying, but no, I don't think it should always be a struggle. I think you should work through the struggle and move on. And try to figure out a way to be happy in that relationship, because you're going to be in it for a very long time. Like, it's just crazy. I see people figure out how to be happy at work, but they can't figure out how to be happy at home. Like, you figure out how to work with the difficult boss and all that other, like the difficult coworkers, and you go to those happy hours and you pretend that you're happy at work and you put on a smile and you try to find things that are going to keep you going at work. Apply that same energy to your relationships. Right? I think people kind of give up on a relationship because they expect things to be easy. And then when it's not, they think that there's something wrong with that person or the relationship's just a failure. Work through it. Work on yourself. Improve yourself. Apply that to your relationship. Prioritize your relationship. And I think you'll see good results.
At what point in time do you think there should be struggles that you should be walking away from? Obviously, we're gonna like abuse or anything like that. That's like a no-brainer, you know, unless it's only one time. Because it's only one time, it happens, you know. They accidentally hit you. It's okay. It's a joke. Take it easy, guys.
I can hear
Amber. Your knee come alive in a minute.
Kids, you want kids, they don't. There's no reason to try and fight through that. Just end it immediately, in my opinion. I think that's a big one. It can be religion. If you guys are in two very different religions and you can't see eye to eye.
Come on. Finances.
I feel like there might be 5 of these. That's a hunch. I don't know.
I don't really think politics is wrong.
I don't know.
For me, I think I have certain
You said you think politics can be one?
I don't think politics should be one. A lot of people make politics one of them. I think it's more so values. I think people just apply their own personal values to politics, which that falls under religion. So your personal beliefs, right? If you're pushing that onto someone else, trying to change them to like match you and do what you would do, and that all those little things, if if you can't deal with it in 30 years, right, for the next 30 years, and it may not be the right thing. But for me, I think those are the main two. Like, I want kids, things that I know I will regret later on if I don't get it, right, that I can actually lose out on. Yeah.
What do you guys think? Unique, what do you think? What's something that you should... Actually, you know what? Let's go with the question first.
Relationships should always be a struggle.
Yeah. Or, you know what? Let me rephrase it. They should always have some type of struggle.
I think in order to learn and grow,
I knew it.
And the better that you learn and grow, like the stuff that you remember more is more the stuff that's uncomfortable, painful, something that you're not used to doing. Those are the things that you mostly, to me, you learn from more. So not to say that like every moment is supposed to be some type of agony, but it's kind of like I've probably learned a lot that I didn't know that I did learn in a lot of my struggle stuff. Not to say that everybody was a struggle, but I think you learn more. I think people are afraid to be uncomfortable. People are afraid to go out of their comfort zone, and they just get along. Like, why can't I be myself in front of if who I can't be myself with is my partner, then who the hell else can I be myself with?
So should being yourself...
I don't like that part of what Chris said about if I could pretend at work, why can't I pretend at home? Because this is me. I want to be myself. Like, I want to not have pressures of going back and forth. And at your work, you have to do that for money. But it's kind of like, I want to be able to be myself at home. Now, I'm not saying I should be a tyrant, but I'm just saying I want to be able to be myself. Like, and then he ignore it because, that's just me. Not because I'm trying to make him feel bad or anything, because that's just me. I just talk like that sometimes. But I'm just saying, I think that people learn more and grow more. Not to say that you should be like how John's patient is, where you're a crackhead and you're a hoe. I mean, damn, that's really hard. But I know a lot of people who've been through that, who know more things about relationships than people who just had a free, supposed easy life the whole time, didn't learn anything. Those people, sometimes you find out they had a whole family on the other side of the road or other side of the state, if shit is that easy.
We should all be ourselves with our partners, but unfortunately, many of us don't. What do you think about that? Shooting that at you.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Many, some of them are not. If somebody's trying to get away with something, they ain't gonna be themselves. And especially in the beginning. In the beginning, ain't nobody themselves. That's their representative.
Shit, not all of us. What you see is what you get.
I think oh, sorry.
Go ahead. I can't remember what.
The main
Go
issue
ahead.
is we make adjustments. Like at work, you get feedback, and like they teach you how to take feedback. Well, at least I was taught this. Take feedback and give feedback. You apply a lot of helpful things to work, right? Just how to be respectful, how to not always be in defense, be more open to diverse opinions and thoughts. Like you learn this at work, but then you get home and then your partner says, I need this from you. I need you to do this more. And we get defensive, right? We get defensive and we push back and we say, well, no, I do this because you do this, or I'm sorry that you feel that way. And we push back too much. And that was more so my point. It's not that you're a different person per se. I just think that sometimes people have a better level of self-control and self-awareness around strangers more so than they do with their own personal army at home, with the person who's literally going to take a bullet for you, right? Like you lose all of that And I think that's odd. But I don't think you're necessarily changing who you are. So that was a good point to me.
I get what you're saying.
So to me it seems more like Unique. You're more saying that I should be able to verbalize that, but Chris is saying like you should still have some self-control even around verbalizing that, especially to the person that.
That's
okay.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Okay.
I mean, I guess, it defines on what normal is to you. Everybody, defines it for themselves, I guess.
Should you have to tailor yourself though? If that's your person, like if that's the person that you're trying to build a life with, like should you always have to kind of like? Would it be like walking on eggshells to have to tailor your message every single time you want to talk to them?
I mean.
I know. I feel
that's what I mean. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Explain a little bit more, because I think that's a lot more of it.
Yes, I mean you was hitting it right on the button. That's what I'm saying. Like the one place you're supposed to be able to just be yourself is the person that you're supposed to be married to for the rest of your life. But that's who, when stuff get old and broken down, you got to be able to want to be around that month. You got to want to have a conversation with them and stuff. So it's not necessarily like you should, because you should be aware of yourself and not become abusive when you're, trying to be yourself sometimes. But if it does happen and if it may slip out, if you know it and are aware of it and trying to change it, I don't think that's something that might get crazy. That might be a struggle for somebody, and that's sometimes what a struggle could be when you're with somebody is that communication piece as well, being able to communicate with each other. So I don't think you should automatically leave somebody because you having that communication problem. I think once you figure out you're by yourself in it and the other person is not invested, then yeah. But if y'all both willing, yeah. Then if the other person is like, then it's no use in you giving your all to that motherfucker. But if that motherfucker is still like, I'm in this shit, then you gotta still be in that shit too. So no matter, even if he pissed me off just because he said some shit one day, the other day I'm still gonna suck his dick. Like, who gives a fuck? I mean,
shout out to my boy. Shout out to him.
Hey, who are you and where the fuck did Yannick go?
Listen, the other shows ended off crazy. This one got to start off a little crazier too, I guess. So, right?
May I say something real quick?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Everybody's seen the movie. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Everybody's seen the movie Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith, right?
Yes.
The reason why I mentioned that movie is because his wife in the movie, she wasn't about the struggle. She left him. And the reason why I say that is that if and when you're going to get with somebody, and like Dr. said, that the reason with the prostitute and the homeboy, the reason why they stayed together is because she was with him from day one. Many women are just trying to see you at the finish line. They're not trying to be about the struggle and actually know the man they want to spend the rest of their life with. And like I always say, if and when, I don't personally think a lot of women find men attractive, whether you high value and this and that, they only like men for what they can provide. And I think if women should be more honest about who they're attracted to and what they like, and they'll actually go for the guy that you want, and actually be with him since day one and go through the struggle. Yes, there's gonna be some up and down time, but I do believe, and even in certain series and movies that they play, that you will see the horizon and you will see like the end where the world is gold or whatever, but you have to go through the struggle because faith without work is dead, and you just, like, I'm not saying you're going to struggle the whole time, but if a man is really focused on his purpose and what he needs to do, and a woman just sticking by him and, help him out, then there's going to be a resolution. Everything will be cool. But, some women aren't down for the struggle. If And if some women aren't about it, don't be asking for a man. Peace.
I want to touch a little bit on what you said. Women don't care about the looks. Your opinion?
I said that women fall in love with a man can do for a woman, but most women I don't think are genuinely like the guy for who he is. You know, women aren't trying to find out like, oh, does he like this? Does he like that? Or do I pass it a compliment? No, they're all worried about what he can do for her. Some women, not all. And I think majority of us men notice seeing this from other men and how their relationship goes. But at the end of the day, like people always want to talk about why but Michelle was still with Obama because she was with him at day one. Jay-Z, Beyonce, day one. I mean, well, she saw him. He came on the come up, but then, you know, she attached herself to him. But the reason why so many relationships work is because no matter if you know however it goes down, she was willing to stick by his side, and he was still willing to stick with her. Now, if and when he cheated, she can get over it, fine. But at the end of the day, if you're not trying to be there in day one and really trying to get through the mud and go to the sun, yada, 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 stop asking for a man. Because most women, 9 out of 10 times or 5 out of 10 times, only want a man at the finish line or paid for a man. They're not trying to really know the man for who he is and like what he genuinely like, some stuff that like nobody else ever know, no female he's ever told. You know, we ain't have no true life stories like that. Just saying.
Ladies, thoughts? Carl, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, people? How y'all doing?
Nice to have you on the panel, my man.
Thank you. I was just turning down my TV so I can be focused here.
Could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you pull down the camera just a little bit so there?
I'm adjusting.
There we go. Beautiful. Appreciate you, my man.
All right.
What up, Carl?
Hey, what up, Nick? What's going on?
So,
I'm trying to see this.
Carl, did you hear what we've been talking about for a little bit, or not so much?
Not so much because I spent more time trying to download the app and get in.
Well, shout out to you for being here, all right? For the truth.
Yeah, thank you,
all right, so I'll throw this question at you that everyone's been going. Relationships should always be a struggle, or a relationship should always have some kind of struggle in them.
Opinion? No, not a struggle.
Elaborate.
It takes work because you're talking about the fusion of two different mindsets, two different upbringing, two different, people evolving within themselves. But it's not work. I mean, in a negative, I mean, that's just like getting accustomed to a new job. You get hired, you're nervous, you get your little swing of things, and then once you're there, everybody look at you as being a go-to person or whatever. So it's not work. I just look at it as not a struggle. I think of relationships as simple. Approach things simple like a tuna fish sandwich. It may not fill you up, but it will sustain you until you get to that big meal. So keeping things simple keeps the stress level down. That's why it's not a struggle.
Interesting. Approach relationships like a tuna fish sandwich.
You can't mess that up. I mean, take the tuna fish out the can, put it on the bread, little mayonnaise, whatever.
I would say I've met some bad cooks in my life, so I don't know. I can't lean on that one.
That's another story because now you're talking about being wise enough, wisdom enough, and went through a couple of bad apples before you appreciate a good one. So now you should know the difference between quality and convenience.
Okay.
Too many people is chasing convenience. That's why they keep running into the same circle and the same outcome.
Do you think there should be any kind of struggle in a relationship?
Negative.
No. So then everything most things should always go smoothly then. Any kind of hiccups or any kind of arguments.
Okay, I've been saying it for 12 years. There's only 3 elements to make a cup of tea, right?
Okay.
Tea bag, cup, and boiling water.
Okay.
You miss one of those ingredients, I don't care what you say, it's not a cup of tea. So don't make things complicated by adding too many ingredients and all that honey and all of that. Stay to the simple. So now I'm going to relate it to the relationship. Make time for a person, fuck them, and give a damn about them. Consistently doing them 3 things, you're good. When you add in all that extra shit and it becomes complicated, smoke screen, and that agenda, intentions, motive, come on, man. That's where the struggle begins because you're creating it. Keep it simple.
Can you name the 3 again?
Make time for a person, fuck the person, and give a damn about the person. Consistently. Black folks got a problem with consistency.
Consistency. That's a.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay. Thoughts on that,
Simple.
people?
Very simple.
You broke it down.
Get no argument out of me. I told you a bunch of times. Relationships is the most fucking shit ever. But we just make that motherfucker hard. You're trying to put a motherfucking apple with an orange instead of another apple.
I don't think relationship need. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm done.
Okay, but if I may, I really don't think relationships need to be so hard. I think 9 times out of 10, some people, whether it's a man or a woman, makes it hard because some women like drama, have drama and past experience and stuff. People make the relationship hard, and all this whole talk about high value man and you gotta make 6 figures and this and this. It makes it even more hard for guys even once to try. Therefore, it makes women.
You're gonna make it complicated.
We're all the men of what I want.
We don't even see them 6-figure men.
But at the end of the day, if people just make it simple and ask for the easiest stuff, because it don't gotta be all complicated. I really personally don't think so. Find somebody you're interested in common, like homeboy said. Actually care about somebody, because most women or men don't really care about each other's relationship. They're there for the benefits of what the other person can do for one another. If you're not focused on that and actually love or like the person genuinely, you will have a very good relationship. Just saying. Damn.
Go back. Who taught you how to have a relationship?
Most don't learn.
There you go. So now blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
Go back. Just like who taught you how to have sex?
Pornhub.
Who taught you how to masturbate?
Pornhub.
You understand? There has to be a foundation, before you can send somebody out there to work, you got to have a foundation of teaching and some type of examples to emulate. So, hey, going back to being simple again. Make time for a person, make love to them, give a damn about them. Well, let's approach the relationship different. Not what you heard, not what you think, and just approach it differently.
So do you guys
think it goes both ways, men and women. It's very equalized in a sense, because you've had 10 different pussies in your life, you had 10 different dicks in your life. Guess what? 5-10 years later, you're in the same position.
Yep.
Do you guys think that love is supposed to, you can grow love over time?
You can what?
You can grow love over time.
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah.
I think you can if you actually love that person.
Yeah, I don't think everybody loves the same at the same speed. It's different. People different, man.
There's a lot of women that love their husband when they first met them.
Yeah. They'll tell you, they'll be like, I hated him, I couldn't stand him. And 4 years later, we got together or something. I don't think everybody at the same speed, everything. I mean, you can hook up with somebody that worked that way. I think that's dope. That's a good damn coincidence. But I'm just saying, typically, it's like wisdom, man. Wisdom is a drip, right? Somebody dropped jewels, they dropped knowledge on all of us standing there, and it hit all of us different. It just hit us different at different times, different situations. So, I don't. The timing be off. You know, person you with. A lot of
I don't think you can measure love with time.
I cared about the person more than them, and by the time they caught up with Cam with me, and we experienced some overlap like that at that level. But then, you know, it didn't work out later on. But then I talked to people, and they say, man, I was in a situation with somebody, and by the time they caught on to how much I was into them, and they start reciprocating that, I moved on. You know, not in a callous way. Everything ain't about picking your middle finger up and keeping it moving, or, you know, doing drive-bys on your damn relationships or marriages. Sometimes, man, it don't sync up. It's just human beings, man.
I got a riddle for you. Since you try, I don't believe you can measure love with time. That's why a lot of things that we hear as men makes no damn sense.
Interesting.
It makes no sense. I gotta get to know you first. I'm still evolving. How you gonna get to know the whole me? What the hell are you talking about?
By the time you know me, I'm already gone.
I'm somebody else, you know, because we're constantly evolving. So stop with the get to know each other and focus on just getting along with each other. 70% of single mothers is not because they're not with their baby daddy, because of no other reason than they don't get along with each other. You evolved. That's it. Got nothing to do. You know that nigga down to the social security number. So what? You don't get along with each other. But I want to backtrack to what you said about time, though. Everybody in here, we all are very protective of one thing. And we protect this one thing more than we protect children and money. Do you know what that is?
Our ego?
Nope.
Our
and that's
heart.
the only way. That's the only way you know you're in love. In love.
Your heart?
No, your vulnerability. We protect our vulnerability way better and more than we protect our own children and our money. Because the idea of somebody seeing through you and knowing you and finishing your sentences and knowing every crick and cranny, yo, that's scary.
So, Carl, can I ask you a question? Is that something that once you meet a person will immediately start revealing itself? You'll immediately start being vulnerable? Is that something you have to be intentional with off the bat? You choose who to be intentional with?
Agenda, intentions, and motive. Aim. That's why men can fall in love and marry a chick in a month. Women gotta take, in order to go from Virginia to New York, women have to go through Kentucky. Fear. I gotta make sure. We don't have that problem. We're very assertive, direct creatures. We, you know, so if you know, depending on what kind of old school you're from, like I was raised on, if you fuck it, you keep it. You don't plan on keeping it, don't fuck it.
Damn.
A lot of people don't have that mindset, but you do have men that will get with a chick, and as long as she don't say something or do something dumb or, you know, whatever, shit. 2 months, 3 months, yo, baby. Come on, I'm gonna take you out. Like I tell women all the time, there's a difference between a guy doing something because he wants to do it versus he's doing it because you expect it, you're nagging him, or some other shit. It's not authentic.
Okay. I like that. Any thoughts? Ladies, thoughts?
Come on, y'all multitask. I know damn well y'all can talk on the phone. y'all can do 15 things at the same time. Don't be like a library now.
I got something. So what's the question? You know, because I heard what you said and everything. Yeah, and I do think that men are more assertive when it comes to like the women that they're attracted to, and I don't think women are. But like, you know, what is the question at the end of the day that we're asking?
I don't think men nowadays are as assertive, but that's my personal opinion.
Some men, but not all.
I think
No,
most.
not all. I think most men
the
are.
most. I think most men in this generation currently are not. I think that's why the state of relationships are the way they are. Most men lack the ability to stay committed to one. There's just way too many options now. There's most guys have their head
And
on the
women don't
swivel.
have too many options as well.
Most guys have their head on the swivel and they're trying to create a rotation as opposed to focus their energy on one and build with that one. That's my thoughts.
Can I respectfully?
Yeah. No, that's my thoughts.
That would be okay. Let's start with the beginning. 10 to 14 women to every one man. That's the current ratio.
Okay.
Take out your gays. Take out your dollar store dudes. Take out certain characteristics that
talking about the stand-up guys, and right.
Listen, I'll be here all damn night. There's 4 subdivisions of men and there's 9 subdivisions of women. Okay. So based on that alone, first let's look at men and women. You understand what I'm saying? Men and women look at time differently.
Okay.
So that's the biggest thing. Who the heck is trying to call me while I'm talking? Is disrespectful on all levels. I hate that.
The disrespect.
Anyway, I'm sorry. So we approach time differently as men and women, okay? Like I said, women like to take the long way. We're taking the highway because
Carl, your audio cut off for a little bit. Your audio cut off for a little bit, so we missed some of what you said.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, we approach time differently. So men are on a highway, women are on the local roads because they have to make sure. They don't want to repeat constant relationship PTSD. I get it. But convenience can't be better than quality. So stop being quick to just go for what benefits you and pay more attention to what you're putting into a relationship. But going back to time again, we just want to get in the relationship. We're not concerned with how we got there. It's, when you went to Las Vegas or when you went to Jamaica, we wasn't taking pictures and getting excited about the plane ride. We was more interested in what happened when we got to our location. That's when the pictures and the fun began. Men are a little bit too absorbed with generally with just getting to the destination. Like their comfort zone is being in the relationship, not how we got there. We don't do layaway program. And a lot of men are being treated like I said earlier about talking to a man like you're talking to one of your girlfriends or your gay best friend. We don't understand what the fuck you're talking about. We don't. We can't. You can't expect us to sit around and wait till you decide whatever it is you want to decide, because it's easy to get distracted. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy to get distracted. We all have ADHD in us. I swear to God, we all do. And if you don't believe me, men, y'all can attest to it. Name those 3 things that you don't hear out of a black woman's mouth after you fuck her. There's 3 things that every man never hears after she gets the dick and it's good.
No man hears?
You don't hear these 3 words. You heard these 3 words before you gave it a dick, but after the dick, you never hear them again. Maybe, I don't know, I'll think about it. Our mentality, how we look at things. It don't take long, bro.
So, but isn't that going back to isn't that similar to what I said though? That men aren't the
Uh-huh.
ones that are actually. Isn't that similar to what I said though? That men aren't the ones actually moving it along, moving it forward.
Men are trying to move it forward, but they gotta wait. And we have a problem with the word. No, we don't have the problem. A lot of women have a problem with the word reasonable amount of time. Not what you want it to be, what you think it be. Reasonable amount of time to us. You gotta remember something. From 5 a.m. to 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, we as hard as fuck. We don't got time to be doing that shit for 90 days, 6 months until you figure it out and hope that you don't get distracted with Daquan over there. Because Daquan is more convenient. We don't got time for that. That layaway program, let's like reverse the thing. I always tell people, whatever you say to a man, say that to yourself in reverse and see how would you accept it. How would you like it? I'm going to tell every woman on this planet, for the next 90 days, you're going to take me out. We're going to talk, but you ain't getting no dick. Will you do it? No. Hell no. So why are you expecting others to do it?
Unique, you said you're not too sure about it?
I said, why not?
Commonly,
everybody said no. I said, why not? I can't I don't want to buy somebody. Like, I don't want to just have them give me that just because I bought them and took them out every week. Like, that's just like passive aggressive prostitution then.
So how do you think we feel?
I gotta give you some? I don't give a, nah, that's crazy.
How do you think us men feel when we have to do this in order for you to think about getting with us in a relationship or fucking you? We got to go through this. How do you think we feel? We're not conditioned to look at things like what other people. See? Well, that's why I tell women, learn your audience. There's only 4 subdivisions of men. It's not hard. You got your dollar store dude, which is basically what you saw in the movie Baby Boy. You got your basic man, which is your James Evans from Good Time. 2, 3 jobs, only got time to come home to eat, shit, fuck, sleep, and back to work. Then you got the metrosexual males like your Dwayne Martin. They're more concerned about their $600 shirt, $400 colognes, and their image. They usually get married by default. And then you got your qualified man, which, takes work from a woman because your pussy ain't going to impress him. He wants peace and cooperation. He's not jumping through hoops. He's not going by your terms and conditions. He's already established. He runs his own business. He got the time to apply to you. But he's not just picking anything. You have to do some work. You have to earn a good man. That's just something that a lot of women don't believe. They don't have to earn a good man. Oh, really? Well, tell me in the last 40 years, when did it work in your favor as you've been doing it?
So out of the 4 subdivisions of men, who are actually viable candidates for marriage?
Basic men and qualified men.
Say that again?
Basic men and qualified men are more likely the marriage-minded and family-oriented out of the bunch.
Okay.
The dollar store dude don't give a fuck about shit. He'll come over and fuck you. He don't care if you got 15 kids, 5 kids. He don't have a job. He's hustling. He don't give a fuck. Yeah. That's why he's so convenient and more drawn. But he comes with a trade-off, baggage, that causes the PTSD in a lot of black women right now.
Very true.
May I say
convenience versus quality. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
You said what?
Go ahead, Alex.
No, go ahead, Alex. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. And thank you for your wisdom, brother. I'm gonna watch the replay. But at the end of the day, and this goes back to what one of the first things that the woman said. She didn't really pop out on the camera. Women go around thinking that, for one, women have a very inflated look of their view of selves, thinking that they're a 6 or a 7 when they're really a 5 or a 4. Let's be honest. And 2, this whole thing about women are the prize. If women were the prize, then I really don't see women being the prize. Because at the end of the day, after 35, women can't. Just you have crazy hits, and y'all. It's very hard for y'all to have children. Men have children till the day we die, and that's a fact, whether you like it or not. And at the end of the day, us as men, we don't need an ego boost from other people to validate us as much as women do. And at the end of the day, But back when it comes to the whole relationship thing, simply, I just don't think some women put as much of the work as men do into getting into relationships and staying in relationships. Because as the saying goes, when people will say like, "Oh, when you're not in a relationship, you want one, but when you're in a relationship, you don't want to be with them." And I think if you really want to be in a relationship, you really have to have the mindset like, okay, every day is not going to be like a fun day. You're going to have boring days. Relationship is boring half the time. You have your good days, you have your special days, your birthday days for people, and it's back to your everyday schedule. And if some people, men or women, don't want to get to a schedule of doing things and being in a relationship, don't ask for one. Straight up. Because, I do think that women should put into a working relationship and actually talk and step up as a woman, a grown woman, and talk to the man that you actually want to be with. Don't talk to a man just because he has resources and this and that and everything, because once he finds out what you're doing, you're going to hurt that dude. Actually go for the guy you want. I feel like that's what I'm saying. And yeah, but
that's a train wreck. That's a train wreck, Alex. That's a train wreck because guess what?
Hold up, Carl. I just want to get the doctor go real quick. Yeah.
All right, so Alex, if I told you that a man dictates the movements of a woman, would you believe me?
Hell no.
Yeah, you dictate her movements. You're the leader of that house. How you lead is how she gonna follow. If you follow weak, if you lead weak, she gonna follow weak. If you lead strong, she gonna follow strong.
And
you dictate that. You manipulate. You control that outcome.
Yes.
You control that outcome a lot. Like some of the stuff that you talking about, you control that.
Of course.
You have all kinds of control over that. But sometimes we as men, first of all, you made the other point way back. Women don't know how to pick men. And then when he gave the breakdown of the 4 men, women get fooled because the metrosexual actually comes across as that dude that she thought she wanted.
The qualified
guy.
Oh, I'm gonna get into that one.
She didn't really think.
Me too. I'm not talking about that, but go ahead.
She thought. See, that's the nigga that she thought she was dreaming about. She thought that nigga was a Prince Charming. No, that nigga don't give 2 fucks about her. All he cares about is the next compliment. That's it. His whole behavior is controlled by society, not by her.
The thing about the qualified men, so you understand, as opposed to, let's say, the dollar store dude, he knows how to say no. He has more discipline. So your looks, your pussy, whatever you think don't matter to him, because he's looking for quality, not convenience. Whereas, like I said, the dollar store dude don't give a fuck. He don't care if you got nails, nubs, whatever. That don't matter. But you said something before, and I was going to chime in, but I didn't want to disrupt. It goes by what you qualify for. I've watched people by the thousands here. You have a GED. You want a job. The science says you need a master's. You cannot come in there and tell the man you qualify because that's what you think, feel, or is conditioning thought. Your GED makes you not qualified. So if you don't qualify for the qualified man, you may have to deal with the basic man. But stop thinking the basic man is not good enough for you because someone told you the baller, the 6 figure, the guy. Let me tell you something. We all in here can relate. The person that we want don't want us. And the people we don't want is always in our face and on our phone. You ever realize that? The people that we would like to get with They have their mindset on something else. They don't want your ass. There's a lot of women that don't want. I'm serious. There's a lot of women that I've met that when I ask them what kind of man they want and to describe it, if I went to that guy right now, he'd be like, "Nah, I don't want no chick like that. This is what I want." It doesn't match up. And like I said, back to that GED, it doesn't qualify you to be at a job that requires a master's.
And last
even if you are the janitor, it doesn't matter.
You good, brother? I was going to say something after you. Oh, and yeah, my last two thoughts is, for one, I think for women who appropriate and are about this whole man being feminine and hanging out with gay dudes, I think those women are part of the problem. Because if you have a gay friend or a feminine friend around you, let's be honest, that's a guy you could have been with if he wasn't feminine and everything. So I think women who are pushing this stuff, you're only decreasing your chances of getting with a eligible black man. And could have been one of those friends, that part. And there was something else that you had said, brother, about basic. And yeah, like I said with the whole basic thing, most women don't want to have a guy.
Hold on, brother. Alex, don't mess with the gay people, okay? Because you know. Okay, I'm not. No, but I'm not. When it comes to listen, black women know gay men are the safe people because they don't want to fuck them until.
Hold on, let me just finish, and I'll let you go. Let me just finish. I'll let you go because I'm really about to head out. Because I gotta be looking for stuff. At the end of the day, I just don't agree with women hanging out with those type of people. Because at the end of the day, women want a masculine, confident man. Am I right? Am I wrong? And at the end of the day, you being around those people and all that, you're just being one part of the problem. And at the end of the day, if you're a single mother and you already been with a dude or many other men that you've had children with, and you expect to get a 6 feet tall dude, let's say that's the master's degree when you're at that level, you don't, and you're not going to get that. And at the end of the day, whether women agree with this or people like it or not, you don't get higher than your baby daddy. Peace, y'all. Peace, CKQ, and I'll see y'all next time.
All right. That was one hell of a statement to end it on.
You, Kevin Samuels affected so many motherfuckers. I swear, we got to go back to elementary school. This is crazy. This is crazy.
How do you think he affected a lot of the younger guys? What are your thoughts?
He infected them because even though he was talking, I don't think he took enough responsibility in letting these guys know, I'm not talking to you, dude. I'm talking to them. Y'all niggas thought it was meant for y'all. And I don't think, if you're making $20 an hour, he wasn't talking about you, trust me. So don't go to no woman telling her, yeah, you're supposed to submit and all of it. No, bro. She ain't supposed to do a damn thing. But fuck you, give a damn about you, and spend time with you. But you gotta earn that too, bro. You guys, I look at guys differently, and I'm very neutral. I get on both sexes. Guys, you don't want to see your doctor every 3 months. You want your stomach hanging over your dick, which is cheating her out of 2 inches of dick space. I mean, you're not, come on, dog. Pasting on beards, tattooing beards, because she said, dudes with beards look handsome because y'all watch too much Empire and Power. I mean, cut it out. Just be yourself. Be simple.
Okay.
Why I gotta be complicated, man? And women too. The women, I've quizzed a lot of people, and I'm like, yo, you've been with her for more than a year. You've never seen her without a weed? Half niggas never even been to her house. What the fuck is going on? And then you got the other set which started in the 90s again, baby boy. When was men allowed to move in with women? It's just so much shit that people create. And I didn't understand it. Till I went to Philly, and I was like, damn. Then I went to Atlanta, and I said, damn. Yeah. Y'all need to get on the same page. I think Kevin Samuels did a wonderful job in what he was trying to do, but I think he could have took more responsibility on how he delivered his message and make sure that the people understood who he was applying it to. I don't think he did that in an efficient way because he could have done a better job.
Even though he reiterated it, though, a lot of times I would say he did specifically say my content is for high value men. He never said it was for the average man. He always said that. But what made him popular was the short clips of him talking to women or him saying crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think he tried his best to take responsibility. But no matter what, once you put stuff out there, the world's gonna take it how it takes it.
True.
You know, you can't take responsibility for how everyone's gonna take what you say. But I mean, everything that you're just talking about, the 4 qualifying men.
The 4 subdivision men,
yeah. So, because qualifying is like the top
There's
one.
4 subdivisions of men: the basic man, the dollar store dude, the qualified man, and the metrosexual man.
And the metrosexual man. Interesting. Where did you learn that?
2 years researching, talking, a lot of reading, and I came up with those titles because I had to bring a face or character that everybody can relate to. So when I said Dwayne Martin, he's metrosexual. When I say James Evans from Good Times, that's basic man. When I say Baby Boy, I don't have to even say nothing else. Everybody saw that movie. You know what I'm saying? And this is the outcome. You know, you change the mindset, you change your environment, you change your outcome. The square peg round hole doesn't work. Has never. Convenience versus quality. So I created that over the last 2 years, and recently I just put together the 9 subdivisions of women, and that's even more crazy.
You want to give us a little sneak preview?
If you can give me 2 seconds, I can get the paper.
We're gonna play a quick video then, a quick reaction video. But anything real quick. Thoughts? Chris, Danielle, Unique, Todd? Thoughts on everything we've spoken about so far?
I was going to answer the first question I think you asked about, can people grow in love?
Yes.
One thing that I heard was that it's a saying, so there are not lots, but there are a few cultures where they arrange marriage and they'll get married after a couple weeks to a couple months of knowing the person.
Okay.
What the elders would tell the young women that are about to get married is they say, it doesn't really matter if you loved him the first day you met him, it matters if you loved him the day that he died. The idea is, as you're married, each day you're growing more and more in love with him, and you will love him the most the day that he passes away, right? The day that one of you guys passed away, that's the day you'll love him the most. So I think it's possible. I think that's typically what happens. I think growing in love is healthier, because as you're evolving, this person's changing, you're learning how to love that new person that they're becoming, and through that process, you're just growing closer, I guess.
So let me ask you this, because that sounds good, but from a woman's perspective, can a man also grow in love?
So I think. Oh, go ahead. You want to answer?
I mean, go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, as a man, I'm sure you can. I don't think love is gender specific. Well, let me say this. Let me be subjective. This is my understanding of growing in love. This is what it is for me. Initially, it might have been lust, or something even less than that. And what happens is you're around this person. You never really looked at him as drop down gorgeous or handsome or sexy. But y'all got this relationship going, right? And all of a sudden something happens. And then there's a part of someone's character, be it the man or the woman, that steps out on that thing that nobody planned to happen. Like, I'll give you an example for me. I was hollering at this one girl, and she was like, the other guys didn't want to say nothing to her because guys tend to give real fine women too much credit. They will tell a good narrative about her and don't even know her. Man, she probably got 2 dudes. They'll say get out of Uber and it might be a Mercedes truck, and they think that's her man or one of her men. No, she ain't even got a car. She catching Uber, whatever, right? But I hollered at her, and it didn't go well in the beginning. 4 or 5 months later, just us being kind of associates and being around each other, I'm coming over to our apartment, whatever, like that, right? And guess what happens, man? She never was looking at me this way. We friends. There was this white dude sitting in a pickup truck outside in our apartment. And I used to take her trash out. When I used to come over her house, I used to joke with her and say, I can tell you ain't got no man yet, because there ain't no way a man will let trash smell like this, right? And I used to joke about that and take the trash out whenever I come over. She used to fix me something to eat without. So I go to the dumpster, and the same truck I saw this dude in it the other day, he in it again. And so I tell her, I said, it seems like there's this white dude out there. When I go back out there, I'm going to ask him. Sure enough, I go out there and ask this guy. He's a bounty hunter or sheriff or something looking to serve her father with some papers or lock him up or whatever. That's what this guy, yeah. I go in and tell her. Now she comes out and tells me the whole situation. She explains it to me. I'm like, damn, I said, check it out. So you got a couple options. You can call the police and then have the conversation with them present like that. Or what you want to do, you want to talk to the guy, you want to call your dad. She couldn't even get in touch with her dad, right? All right, cool, but her father was using that address. So I go out there and I say something else to the guy. And I said, well, why don't you come to the step? My friend will come out and she'll have a conversation with you at the door. Her father don't even live here anymore, right? And that's what happened. She told me about a year later, that's what triggered her to become intimate with me. That thing right there. Not my height, not my whatever, none of that. None of that. That was the thing, right? So
you gave a damn.
Huh?
You gave a damn.
I
think he took control. He took control of the situation.
But what I'm saying is, that's what I mean by it can grow. Because what happens is, if you be around a person that you don't even really care for much, be around them enough and engage them, there's things about a person that comes out that becomes appealing to you. You know, it's no different than initially we see a woman or a man, and because she a cutie or he tall, dark, and handsome, we want him. Well, after you smash a few times, you realize you're dealing with a fucking idiot. Like, dude can't spell for real. He's not faking, right? Or her hygiene off the chain. It ain't right. You wave it on it the first few times, but now it's serious, right? See, that kind of stuff. So it's the reverse of that. That's all I'm saying. Like, to me, I've experienced it, and I think I observed other people where initially they was together and they wasn't crazy about each other. And then later on, they became like that. So to me, that's an example of, and I don't even think whether you can grow into it or not, that it's gender specific. So I don't even believe that. But yeah, I think it can happen for me.
See, Carl, he bounced off. He'll probably be back. So I think that's only possible if there's something you guys are going through. Like there has to be some kind of struggle. I truly believe that there has to be some kind of struggle for feelings to finally like rear their head. Because if there is no struggle, if there is no reality check that you guys go through, then you guys are just kind of occupying each other's space. And if there's no real physical attraction there, then there's not really going to be anything that grows with that.
Instead of using the word struggle, I'm gonna go with challenge, because I'm gonna say this: you don't know if you're really in love with a person until you see that pretty girl over there. She got the nice body, skin, and all of that. She just got hit by a car. She just developed multiple sclerosis. She just lost her titty. Different things like that is now the challenge. Will you still stay with her? Just like, will she still stay with you if your dick got amputated? You understand? Shit like that. So you don't know until you're in a position of something, trauma, bad accident, sickness, that now we're going to see if you're really about me or not.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a challenge, not a struggle.
Struggle. Okay.
Hold on. Let me ask a question, CKQ. What is your definition of struggle? Because I don't want to get into the semantics of what's really black and what's really blue. In this conversation, if you ask the question, what are you saying the struggle is, so I can identify that better?
Okay.
When I hear the word struggle,
no, I'm asking CKQ what he's defined as a struggle when he presented it.
Okay, so the way I'm presenting it, we can use the Webster's dictionary, but the way I presented it is anything that you guys are now you're not going to automatically agree with right off the bat. This is gonna have to take some time. You guys are gonna have to go back and forth. It's not gonna be a fun thing to get by. Those are struggles, in my opinion. In relationships, those are struggles, and I'm sure in any kind of long-lasting relationship, you've had moments where you guys are going back and forth on something, and just no one really wants to, give up any kind of ground because they're like, no, I'm right. No, I'm right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by a struggle.
Right. So we might struggle with a particular thing on the best strategy to work on our credit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
With how I can go to school or she can go to school, and maybe, with one person give up their time while the other person works towards their career. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'm not talking, like struggle.
No, I got you. I just want to be a working definition.
I'm glad you asked for clarification.
Yeah,
because struggles are never in my
word. And 5 of us on the panel, we hear this word and we have our own definition of what it means. So
big facts.
Now that you put it in context, I hear you.
Yeah,
I took struggle as something that you're fighting to be accepted and allowed, as opposed to a challenge where it, like what you were saying, we both trying to get our degrees and careers or whatever. So guess what? Both of us is going to get laptops, and we're going to try to balance out and compromise time so we can both get things done on the same page, same timeline. But when you use the word struggle, like I said, I took it as I'm fighting to get this woman to allow me to smoke cigars in the house. I'm struggling to get her to see things my way or allow me to do something, and she's dead set against guns in the house or whatever. Come on.
Okay. To me, that's just how I've at least I want to say more recently in my life, that's just how I'm starting to look at it. Like, there are things that you are, when you're really trying to grow with someone. I mean, to the panel, here's my thought process so far in my life. When you're really trying to grow with someone, you're going to have moments in time where you guys really aren't going to agree. Yeah, and it's like, it's gonna, especially when you're young, like, you're gonna just kind of want to step back and walk away. But if you want to grow a life with someone, you're gonna have to almost push that part of you back and kind of like, all right, let's pull apart this struggle a little bit. Let's kind of like untangle this web. Let's see what's actually going on. Why aren't we getting to the bottom of this? What are you seeing that I'm not seeing? And really get them to open up or try their best to try to explain what it is that they're feeling. And I have to try my best to not shut down and really try to like expand my explanation so that they can get it. Like, okay, I'm explaining it this way. You're not seeing it. Okay, I'll throw an example. You're not seeing that. Okay. And I think that's where a lot of relationships fall, because no one wants to go through that hassle of, okay, they didn't see my explanation the first time. They didn't see this example. They didn't see this example. So now I got to do this. now let's take a quick break and let's come back and revisit this again. Let's really.
Sounds like a stand your ground law.
Well, so now that's what I'm trying to ask: should that be normal? Is that normal?
It is normal though. What couple doesn't go through? And I'm not talking about every couple. When I say one couple, I'm talking bell curve. 68% of the probability of something happening. So it's never binary all or none. So that's what I'm saying. I'm never speaking about a technical 50% or more. I'm talking about overwhelmingly bell curve, 68%. So who can you talk to that's been in any type of significant relationship, whether it's career-wise, with their faith, with their wife or husband, in a committed relationship period, with their siblings, that hasn't faced those struggles, that hasn't went through a period where they was one place, someone else was somewhere else, and they just didn't overlap enough to make that decision collectively to move forward. I mean, who hasn't been through that?
I mean, that's what I'm more trying to, I want to say, understand do these things need to happen for a real relationship to be able to blossom? For a long-lasting relationship, I'm not talking like, like the 5 years. That's like a normal comment. Like, wow, you went 5 years. That's such a long time. That's bullshit right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't do 60-year marriages anymore. So I'm trying to understand, like, what is it going to take to get to a 60-year marriage? Is it going to take like, all right, we really got to try to understand each other at every point in time. Like, compromises need to be made. Like, I compromise a little bit of my happiness right now for long-term joy throughout the entire relationship. What does it actually take now?
I think you're asking a lot of different questions.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, I haven't even spoke, but
Go ahead.
For as far as like, are you clapping because I'm saying something because I've been so quiet? So
this is the first time I saw him quiet.
Like, do you have to struggle to have a good relationship? I don't think so. I think so. For me, struggle will shut me down. I don't want to be struggling with you.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna make you struggle for me. I am simple. I love his analogy of the tuna fish sandwich. Like, I am simple and I know myself, so I can present myself to you simply for you to understand. Now, I need you to be able to do the same thing, but I also need you to be able to respect me enough to hear what I'm saying and be able to do what I'm asking. You know what I'm saying? So it shouldn't be a struggle, because when you get to know a person, you're not gonna know what's right or what's wrong for that person. But when you hit those things, it shouldn't be a challenge or a struggle. It's just like, I don't like that. Don't do that. This triggers me, or whatever it is that you're feeling.
Okay.
When I hear that, I'm gonna respect you enough to not do that again. I don't have to keep trying to trigger you on that thing. We're gonna move forward to the next thing. I'm getting to know you. I'm respecting you. And that wasn't a challenge. Something happened, I didn't know. So it's not a challenge to let you know something I don't like. So for me to have to struggle to get you to understand me, I'm not gonna struggle too long with you. Because I don't it's not necessary. But whether it's necessary or not, what you're talking about for a long-term relationship, I do believe it's inevitable. That's a whole nother thing.
Okay.
If you don't have a long-term relationship, challenges or struggle or strife is inevitable, because that's just what life has in store. It's tests and challenges. And so if you're going to be with a person, you're going to go through those things. And then you ask, what does it take to have a 60-year marriage? So I know people who have long marriages. And that is also simple. Do you want to know the answer?
Let's hear it.
Don't leave.
I have multiple questions.
Don't leave.
Okay. That's it. Yeah.
So that's all.
You expect the challenges, so don't leave. I like that.
Alex, you had something?
Yeah, it's the question to my superstition.
Welcome back, by the way.
And thank you. I found what I needed. But back to the subject, to my sister's keeper, what you said about what if you had to struggle, like you dip out, like you're gonna leave. My question to that: if and when you're the type of person that doesn't want to struggle nor want to deal with it, how are you going to get to that 60-year relationship, if I may ask? Because you just
I'm
said
10 years right now in my relationship, and we don't struggle. We do have challenges. And what I'm saying that I'm not going to struggle with you is what I was just saying. I'm not going to struggle with you for you to get to know me. I'm not going to struggle with you for you to do the things that I'm required for you to do to be with me. Because you have requirements for me to be with you, and I do too. And when it comes to those things, we're not going to struggle. We're not going to struggle with boundaries that I set. If I want you to respect me a certain way, you're going to do it, or you'll get the fuck on.
Ooh, ultimatum.
Ultimatum. I have no problem with that.
Whoa.
And my second question, I'll let everybody go. My second question, and you say you have boundaries and everything. For those women who think that men are supposed to be like Professor X and just know what a woman wants, what do you think?
I don't know where you got
that.
I'm
not.
Hold on. Let me know. Go ahead, Alex.
I'm not saying that towards you. I'm not saying that towards you. Hear me out. For women who think like that is not you on a panel, that think like Jada, think like, you should just know that I need this or da. What do you say to those women who think like that? Because some women think that, a man's supposed to know this, a man's supposed to know this. But at the end of the day, no man here on this earth is a mind reader. Let's keep it a buck. So what do you have to say to those women?
Nothing. Nothing.
I'm gonna say something.
Sir, Alex, did you just hear me? I said I don't like struggle. Not only is that in man-woman relationships, that is in woman-woman relationship. So a woman like that wouldn't go with me because I'm logical. I'm not just doing wild things. I don't do stuff for a reaction. I do what I'm supposed to do. And if you go be around me, you go do what you're supposed to do. And if you're not, I'm gonna let you know that you're not. So if you can't handle that, you're not gonna be around me. So the type of woman that you're speaking of wouldn't be in my presence.
That would be some Cardi B shit. But hold on. I want to answer you, brother, what you're saying though. A man is not a mind reader, but if he's focused and paying attention, he should know. Okay? Like I tell women all the time.
Can you repeat that last part? I didn't hear you, Mr. Chap.
If a man is focused and paying attention, he should know. If you're going to say you're the provider and protector, you're supposed to know certain things, sir. And that's what I would tell any man that's being lazy about it, because he didn't take the time out to go to the GYN appointment with him. He never took the time out to ask the right questions when he got with that woman. After a year or two of being all up in that pussy, I challenge all females, whoever you fucking for more than a year, wait till he's about to put his dick in you, stop him and ask him 3 questions. Babe, what's my blood type? What food or medication I'm allergic to? And why I'm not a beneficiary on your life insurance. See, you can't tell me you plan on being with a woman long term and you can't answer those 3 questions like a birthday. You're taking up space.
Okay, and I respect that and I hear you out. But can you say that women know the same things about those men that they're allowing that man to be inside? And at the end of the day, a man has, just as a woman has things to do, man has things to do. And I don't think, I'm not saying that men don't pay attention, but a man has many things to go on in his life that where he's not always going to be worried about what a woman does. And I think instead of, like, I won't say instead of, yes, pay attention, but most men are not like that, and they rather you just say it to them direct, because men are, as we all both know, men are direct. So I think if a woman has a problem with anything in the relationship, she should just let him, she should just get straight to the point and let him know, and then he'll deal with that. But at the end of the day, I mean, yes, some men are not paying attention, but it's better to verbalize what the woman problem has.
If both people have their agenda, intentions, and motive aimed together, there's no excuses in this, brother. It is a matter of you've been in that woman for over a year, 2 years. There's no excuses why you don't know her blood type, why you don't know what food and medication she's allergic, why she's not a beneficiary, because you're the protector and provider. You plan on being with her long term. So why you're not setting the standard and the structure from jump? Or you just playing house?
Bless you.
I'm not. It's not about me directly. I mean, I do think that certain couples and everything, they don't ask certain questions like that. And yeah, you're right. If you're gonna be with somebody so long, you should know very detailed question about them. But are people really asking those type of questions? I think not.
That's what he was saying is wrong with men.
That's what I'm saying. This,
okay.
This is why I put it out there a lot, because I'm trying to get people to understand, ask the right questions. And you heard me earlier, it's not about getting to know each other. I can't stand that. Let's get to know each other first. That's bullshit, because you're constantly evolving. Get along with each other. There's a lot of people, you go to work every day, you don't know that motherfucker, but you get along with each other. That's why y'all can work together.
True.
I like that.
That's
I like
it.
that so much.
Keeping it simple.
I want to do a quick reaction video. I want you guys to, react to a video real quick, and then Carl, I definitely want to come back to you for the 8.
Yeah, I got him.
Beautiful.
I got it ready.
Yep. Thank you. So give me a quick minute. I want to pull this up, and hold on a second. Sorry.
Please don't laugh at me.
Let's do this. All right. Fair use.
Oh God.
Always love me some Kendra.
Have you ever dated a guy that looks like Morris Chestnut?
I have dated some handsome men. I really have.
Okay. And what happened with those relationships?
They are jealous of women that's strong.
The men that look like Morris Chestnut were jealous of strong women?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Morris Chestnut, and according to her dating history, she has dated men that looks like Morris Chestnut. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
At least 60.
At least 60. Okay. Does he have to be in Rochester, New York?
I gotta move, Kendra. No, he doesn't have to be in Rochester.
He doesn't have to be in Rochester. Okay. Some people are asking, was the Morris Chestnut guy, was it by face or by body?
By face.
By face. Okay. Okay. He had the Morris Chestnut face, but not the body.
Not the body.
Okay. We probably gotta ask questions to be more specific. All right. Could the guy have kids?
Sure. Not babies though. They gotta be kind of like over 15, something like that.
Okay. You gotta be over 15. The kids. I'm assuming you're done with having kids.
Yes.
Okay. What's the age range you want to date, Teresa?
44 to 55.
44 to 55. 44 to 55. This is Teresa in Rochester. She'll date 44 to 55. Teresa, why do you think when was the last time you was intimate with a person?
Yesterday.
It's been a while.
Okay, I'm about to say you don't have to answer that question.
Okay.
You said you broke up with somebody a year ago?
Yeah, but it wasn't a year ago, but it's been a little while.
A little while. Okay. Teresa, why do you think you're single?
I don't even know, Kendra.
You don't know why? You don't know why?
No, they just not ready for me yet. God hasn't given me the man that I need yet. I don't know.
And what is the man what's the man you need, and what's the man that God keep giving you?
Somebody who's willing to like be equal. You know what I mean? Like there's people that they take. Nobody's all willing to give and just like, we do it together. I never get that.
Got you. Are there any things you think you need? Are there any things you think you need to work on, Teresa?
No.
So you're the perfect woman.
Girl, you got a lot to work on.
I'm perfect. Yeah, I'm perfect, Kendra.
Tell us why. Tell us why you're the perfect woman.
I think I'm perfect in my own way.
Okay, perfect in your own way.
We're gonna be perfect in my own way because I'm educated. I'm independent. I'm a hard worker. I'm everything. I'm a new grandma. I'm just everything.
Okay, she's everything. So why would a guy be lucky to be with you? That kind of is that question. You just answered it. Do you want to add anything onto it?
No.
Someone said yes, you are self-centered.
And if I am, that means I take care of myself. And who's gonna love me better than me, Kendra?
What the uneducated video was that?
CKQ, what are you having us watch? Are you serious?
Bruh.
What was that?
That's the definition of fuckable and not keepable.
That ain't even fuckable.
Exactly.
That's
I
a
was being
Viagra
nice.
night right there. 2 Viagras.
She's looking for a sugar daddy.
With the fucking bro, listen. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say it again. Men don't fucking look at the same shit women look at, bro. I don't care about your education. I don't give a damn how hard you work, nigga. It ain't finna be 2 of us in the fucking house because that mean I was fucking gay or some shit. You understand?
Exactly.
I'm gonna fuck. Listen, I don't give, bruh. You gotta be cute, nigga. You gotta be. I just gotta rise to the occasion. I seen that motherfucker. He don't need to be curling up trying to find a hiding spot when your ass come out the fucking shower talking about some, hey baby, and he's like, nigga, please, I will jump out your drawers tonight and leave your ass if you do it. I'm
gonna tell you something, brother. Based on geographic alone, she's gonna die alone because ain't nothing up in Rochester but white folks and jails.
And they ain't looking for a short, thick motherfucker like her.
Come on, white folks, jail, and the borderline of Canada. You ain't getting no quality good man up there. Qualified men don't even live in Rochester or nowhere near.
She was
New York.
Rochester. Yeah, that's Rochester, New York. Yeah, upstate. Yeah, I think that's upstate.
Yeah. Few black people migrate up there because of Kodak at one time back in the day. Other than that, ain't nothing up there but jails, white people with shotguns in the pickup truck, and a lot of cold weather. Ain't no, come on, knock it off.
Dang.
Nobody want that area.
Let's continue because it's a little bit more sad. So I wanna keep getting that reaction. So fair use.
They don't.
Go ahead.
What you say?
No, you said who's gonna love you better than you? I hear you.
Who's gonna love me better than me? You know, like I feel like I do what I need to do to help others, and then I just pour into myself so that I'm prepared and ready for my man.
Okay,
that's what it is.
This is something I'm seeing in the comments. I want to get your response to it. What do you say to people that say that you could lose weight?
I'm fine the way I am. I am.
No, you're not.
Okay, so you want a man
Stop the
that
cap.
the same way.
He better.
He better.
He better.
Okay. Well, you saying okay. So how long?
But Kendra, wait a minute. There is nothing wrong with my weight. I'm a solid woman. Like what is my
You're
weight have to do
morbidly
with this?
obese. Stop tapping.
That was the comment that people were saying in the comment section. That's why I brought it to you to see what your response is. But now let's just go a little bit deeper. You said you've been single for how long?
I would say I broke up with my last boyfriend last August.
How about this? Was the last boyfriend you dated the type of guy you wanted to date long term?
It would have been, but we got into a fight.
What kind of fight?
I was asking him about he had a young child. This is why I don't want anybody with young kids. He had a young child. He had to go to court, and I asked him how was court, and he shut down. And so, like a couple of days, I gave him a couple of days. I want to know how was court, and what he needed to do. He didn't want to tell me. He told me that I'm very impatient and I need to give him time. No, that's not how it works. And then it just started into a whole argument. Then he started attacking me, and I was like, no, I'm done.
Okay. Do you think you're attracting the kind of guys you want to date long term?
Not really. I must not be.
Okay, so with that being said, if you're not attracted to the type of guys you want to date long term, is there anything that you can do to attract those type of men?
No, there's nothing that I can do to change it up, Kendra. I think I'm well.
Okay.
God help her.
On that note, I want to hear about the different types of women.
Let me know when you want to hear from me. I'll wait.
Okay.
Wait a little, Alex. Or Carl.
I'm gonna tell you right now. She falls into two categories: the Walona from Good Times chick, and the fake it till you make it chick. Actually, three, and the nobody wants you chick. Okay. All right. Let me start with the first one, the trophy wife. She is groomed, conditioned, taught from a young age to be a wife, very traditional, religious, grounded, and she can be vain and materialistic, but she's very attracted and turned on by consistency and stability. She's educated, but not street smart, family oriented. And usually comes from a dark place, subconsciously. Then you got the mentally disturbed chick. She's usually in denial about everything, highly intelligent, but mostly paranoid, attracts dollar store dudes, definitely not qualified for marriage or relationship, traumatic background, more commonly fuckable but not keepable, likes to be seen and heard. Now I'm gonna get into the two controversial ones. The fake it till you make it chick usually works 9 to 5, under 50K, 75K, overprotected vulnerability. She's sneaky, she's secretive, she lacks total transparency. She has basic looks, common educational background, usually lives a dual lifestyle, not qualified for marriage or relationship, fuckable but not keepable, usually married by default.
Similar to the metrosexual, right?
Yeah. Attracts dollar store dudes and basic men, glorified dollar store chick, basically. They want the idea of relationship marriage, but don't apply the effort to complete the assignment. Okay? And likes to be seen and heard. The nobody wants you chick. She's self-absorbed with their money, looks, accomplishment, think they qualify for everything, but don't. Not qualified for marriage or relationship, fuckable, not keepable, usually married by default, usually has 1 or 2 kids the most, relationship, marriage, usually for selfish or wrong reasons, demands and wants a lot, but offers little. Common educational background, more likely to fake it to make it subconsciously. She's usually one of them girls that promote sex toys too, by the way. Always around other females opposite of themselves. Common with excuses, procrastination, aggressive sometimes, spends a lot of time on social media to be seen and heard. Sensitive, but yet manipulating, very deflective, dual personality, sneaky, secretive, and she also attracts dollar store dudes and basic men. And more likely not to be willing to be conditioned or learn how to be a wife. Now, Walona from Good Times chick. Mostly alone, introvert, always dating, but never in a complete long-term relationship. They want the idea of it, relationship and marriage, but don't apply the effort to complete the assignment. Traumatic background, commonly, overprotective vulnerability, usually employed, aspiring to be self-employed, but always stagnated by situations or themselves. Usually married by default, not too many kids, usually in struggle or survival mode.
Hold on a second, Carl. Dr. John, you got to get going.
Yeah, man. You know, I got this. I have to get up earlier now. And then we're in 2 different time zones. So now I have to be on and in a meeting by 7 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock Eastern time.
Well, man, always love having you on. We're gonna close. We close now the panel in 5 minutes, but you know, we got to get going. No worries.
Okay.
Appreciate having you here, my man.
Hey, this has been a great conversation, man.
Yeah.
Great conversation, but I know I know me and getting up
Nah,
that
nah,
early,
no.
and I gotta go to the gym at 5:30. Bruh, nah.
Uh-oh. That's a lot. That's
Yeah.
Bruh,
That's a lot.
every number past 40, that shit gets harder and harder and harder. Nigga, you need midday naps and shit now. Like, you know what time it is? 1. Oh shit, I'm gonna take a nap for lunch. All right.
You enjoy your night, my man.
All right, you too.
Peace.
All right, y'all. Good night, y'all.
All right, dog.
Later.
Carl, can you make it real quick run?
That was the end of it, other than Superwoman, which basically equates with Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama type of woman, you know, hard beginnings, rises to stability and consistency like a basic man, educationally motivated, not money driven, but mostly status maintenance, likes qualified men, usually has long-term planning traits in reasonable time, kids, marriage, career, you know, humble, cooperative, articulate, but down to earth, etc., etc. So that's it.
The last one's the best one, in my opinion. Tu madre, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing great, CKQ. How are you? Hi, Pineapple.
How you doing?
I was calling in about the last comment you made about the 60 years marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know, in order for, you know, people to get to that 60 years, there's a lot of obstacles that has to be overcome. And so there's going to be arguments and there are going to be disagreements, and somebody is going to almost sleep on the couch and somebody will sleep on the couch. Throughout the time, from the time they meet to celebrating that 60 years of marriage, there will be so many obstacles, but if they love each other, they will make compromises and they will sit down and talk and they will learn each other and they will figure out, okay, so we don't agree, but that does not mean that we're having an argument. We're just disagreeing on a topic. And they're going to learn to communicate. They're going to have kids and they're going to have grandkids and they're going to agree and disagree on many, 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 many levels. But if they love each other and they work at it, they will make that 60 years. It's not a me thing or a you thing. It's a us thing.
You forgot the key important word is sacrifice. Because if you put the goal, the family first, that's what our grandparents did. The family came before themselves. That was the biggest sacrifice. And we don't have that mentality today. We're not conditioned like that today.
It's a lot of me.
Yes, selfishness, which is based on what the video you were just showing. She was more about I and like, you know, I hate to put her out on Front Street again, Sister Keeper, but ultimatums, qualified men ain't going for that shit. They don't. They'll drop you off quicker than you say your name because they don't have to put up with it. So
qualified men wouldn't require me to have to give him an ultimatum.
No. You don't see. This is the thing. Qualified men have a distinctive way of looking at an individual and tell if they fit or they don't fit. If they're going to bring peace and cooperation, or if they're going to always bring this modern day, you know, this whole equality thing. One thing that I'm noticing today is that we're too unisex. We're too looking for equality. We forgot about our roles as individuals, as men, as women. You got the first, listen, I swear to you not, this is what tells me we're going into unisex relationships now, because you're publicizing how you completed the first transplant of a uterus in a man. Now you want men to have babies. Now we're going to get into a thing where you women, y'all going to go in the club. Now you get to chase what we have been chasing for the last 10, 15 years. We got to make sure you're a woman and not a man when we go in the club. Now y'all get with a dude, and y'all got to make sure that's a man and not a woman. This is where we're going.
Exactly.
Stop trying to be equal and remember your role based upon where you was uprooted from. What happened before you? And stop trying to change the narrative.
What did that have to do with me saying that if you're not going to be respectful to me, then you can go? A qualified man wouldn't require an ultimatum like that. I'm still standing by what I said. If a man is qualified, he's not going to be out here tripping out like for me to have to be like, oh, you can't be doing that or else. Like,
it wouldn't have to be said. It wouldn't have to be said. You're right.
And that's what I'm saying. So you saying a qualified man wouldn't accept my ultimatum. A qualified man wouldn't even hear my ultimatum. And that's what I said. So
I don't think you kind of getting it in a way, to me, how it comes off. To me.
Well, you're talking more the tonality, but that's not really
I agree with her. I just said it differently, but I'm agreeing with her. I'm just saying that the approach of it can be taken differently if it comes off stronger than a gentle touch. That's all I'm saying. Remember, as a woman, you come nurturing, not masculine.
But for me, when you're talking to me, the tonality that you're getting from me is exactly what I want you to get, though. I communicate very well. So if I'm very strong, it's because I meant it just the way you heard it.
You're saying you're very passionate in how you talk? Or
because when it comes to respecting me, you ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna disrespect me.
Yeah,
so that's why I sound passionate.
Okay, but can I, is everybody finished? Because I just want to say something about that video. There's a lot of things what Mr. Chap just said. At the end of the day, women only want equality when it benefits them. Okay, women want to talk about equality in a relationship, but where's the equality when it comes to the bills? Where's the equality comes to who's paying for the date after the first, second, or third, or fourth date? You know what I'm saying? And
okay, so if a man want a woman to be equal like that, is that man still requiring that woman to submit?
Whether that plays a part in, we're not talking about that right now. But at the end of the day,
so I'm just
hold on, but hear me out. Hear me out. What I'm saying right now. I can hear you
and him at the same time, baby. It's okay.
All right, hold on. But what I'm focused on, what she said, is about equality. Women want to talk about how they want equality, but they're not giving equality, quality, energy, vibes, whatever you want to say, into a relationship to a man. And I'll tell you right now, any man that gets with that woman, he's getting a very raw, negative, bad deal. Because at the end of the day, whether you agree with me or not, she's obese. She's very selfish. She's only thinking about herself. And she doesn't even seem like a woman that is willing to compromise. Now, let me ask you, if you were in a man's position that could get with a woman like that, would you get with her? Yes or no?
Hell no.
No, I'm asking homegirl. I'm asking Mrs. Keeper. Would you get with that woman? Yes or no? That gives men a raw ass deal. No, what I said was, you saw how she was asking for equality, but she's not really about giving it. She's morbidly obese. She thinks she's perfect when she's not, and there's a lot of things about her I can name off the top that she needs to fix about herself. Now, would you, if you were born a man and not a woman, would you honestly say, yes, I will get with that woman, or no?
I'm trying to figure out if I said that I agree with this woman for you to be questioning me like this.
So you're saying you agree with what she says?
That's what I'm saying. I never said that I agree with what she said.
I'm not. That's not the question. That's not the question. If you were a man,
if you was a man, would you even consider her? That's what he's asking.
Yes, that's all I'm asking you. If you was a man and everything you heard that she said and how she shared relationships
I don't
with
even
men,
care about how she spoke. Looking at her, I wouldn't be interested in her.
But I don't think you're it's not clicking to you. It's not.
I hear you. But what I'm saying is, it wouldn't even matter how she spoke. I don't go through all the others. I wouldn't even heard her talking.
I don't think you're getting what I'm trying to say.
In
But at
other
the end of
words,
the day,
you're talking. Hold on. In other words, you're saying based on her appearance, that would have shut you down automatically.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even. It wouldn't even matter what
Okay,
she was
I
talking about.
got
I
you.
wouldn't even heard nothing else.
Yeah, right. I got you.
but but one thing I'll say, and since the show's about to end, she's giving any man that gets with that woman is giving her that she's giving them a bad deal. She's morbidly obese. She thinks she's perfect, and I promise you she's not.
Bro,
And
let me
she
tell you
needs to
something.
work on
Dollar
herself.
store dudes will
That's
fuck
all I'm gonna say.
anything.
My
So
opinion.
she's not going to be a shortage. And like I said, fuckable but not keepable. We already know that. She's never
As
going to
men
get that
we know that, but I don't
quality.
think women know. Just saying.
The only thing that women want is the only thing that women want is just they want the convenience, and a lot of them, because the way they're conditioned, the blind leading the blind, they're not qualified. A lot of people ain't qualified to be in a relationship, not man or woman. A lot of people not qualified to be in relationship and marriages because again, it's their conditioning, their mindset, their geographical location. All of these things play a role into why they're gonna keep hitting that brick wall over and over. And a lot of people don't want to look in the mirror and say, "Wait a minute, damn, I am fuckable, but I'm not keepable. So I need to work on that."
Or go seek therapy to fix
Hold
their
on, Alex.
problems that they've
Hold
been
on,
through.
Alex. Hold on, Alex.
Sorry.
Chris, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think a big mistake women make is they don't understand how the exchange works. And so many women think that men want what they want in men, and that is I think that's the only mistake really that women keep making. They think they want all of this from you. Oh, there's an echo. Sorry, 1 second, maybe closer. Is that better?
Yeah.
They think I can ask for the man that's making 60K, but he can't ask for me to be thinner. Because they don't acknowledge that that's what he values. Like how you value your security and your provision, your protection. He values looking nice. He values your ability to have children. He values
Right.
being able to have you represent his brand. But women don't take into account what the men want in them and how that exchange works. When you go to a negotiation table and a person's buying something, for example, Elon Musk has bought Twitter. He said, this is what Twitter is worth to me. They didn't say, oh, you're gonna give me 420 million? I will give you 420 million back. What type of exchange is that? He said, no, this is what I value your company at, and this is how we're gonna exchange it. This is what makes it fair for both of us to have a fair negotiation. The issue with women is they don't know how to make that fair negotiation anymore. They've been taught.
Instead of going by what you think, ask a man what he wants instead of you assuming you think you know what he wants based upon whatever ideal you have in your head or where you heard it from.
Because I'll tell you right now, majority of women do not know what a man wants nor care. That's not being rude. That's facts.
Not in the last 30 years. That's not a question women ask.
They've just been told the wrong thing. I don't think it's that they don't care. I think that it doesn't make any sense to them. When you've been walking on a path that's really been making you a man for the last 50 years, you're not really going to be thinking the way that women typically think, right? You're being told every day that you're not supposed to want him for this and offer him this in return, or you're being oppressed, right? Like
they don't have nothing to go back on. A lot of men don't have nothing to go back on because remember, a lot of these men are raised broken homes, single mothers and so forth, mama boys and so forth. And you got to remember something. There's nobody to tell these guys like back in the day. Guys used to go to the barbershop to be around the elders to teach them some insight on street smarts and how to be men and how to be family oriented and so on. That don't happen no more. These niggas are blind leading the blind. That's why these guys are sitting there with 150 sneakers in their closet. The only people I know that got 150 pair of shoes in their closet is women. So where you learned that from? Where did you learn to sit next to a woman in the nail salon to get pedi and manicures from? So the femininity side is being influenced, and I've always said this, women influence the world. If 60% of y'all collectively said, I'm not giving no pussy to a nigga unless he got life insurance, niggas tomorrow will get up and go get life insurance. That's how much influence and power you have. But because it's not collectively, the blind lead the blind. This is what we got.
Yeah. But on that note, we are going to be closing out the show. We're going to end it off on closing comments. We're going to start with Danielle.
Hi, my name is Danielle. You can find me on Instagram at Fly Nurse Mom Wife, and here on CKQ for YouTube, or occasionally on the Blooming Ebony. I don't really have anything to say about tonight, Just a lot going on. Everybody enjoy your night. Thank you for coming.
There we go.
Interesting conversation today.
I like that. We got Neek is the night.
Somebody get her Red Bull.
I'm tired. Well, I left the door open too. So, my closing comment is, I understand that things are supposed to be simple, but in order for you to grow into a relationship, stuff gonna have to be hard. You're gonna have to be uncomfortable, because if you're not uncomfortable, then all that person is doing is coddling your trauma. They wrapping your trauma up in a nice little blanket and letting you do whatever you want to do. If there's no struggle, in my opinion. Like I always say, relationship is your classroom. Got that from Phil Williams. When you're in a relationship, that is your classroom. That's what you're supposed to be learning about yourself when you're in that relationship. So it's gonna be struggle, because you're gonna be uncomfortable about how you reacted to that person that you with. But anyway, everybody follow CKQ podcast, and on Tuesdays I'm trying to make it a regular to be on Three Married Ladies Opinions. So keep coming on Tuesdays to see him. Go subscribe at CKQ podcast as well on Instagram and on YouTube. Also, go to Three Married Ladies Opinions on YouTube. Get us some subscribers, y'all. We still at 25.
Oh, we gonna have to raise that up. We'll do it.
So thank you very much for having me.
We got Chris.
Yay!
Sorry I was late. This was a fun show. Hit that like and subscribe button for CKQ Podcast. And I hope you enjoyed tonight. It was a lot of fun. I guess my final thoughts would be, unfortunately, we can't change what people believe or how they feel. And sometimes it's okay to kind of let people go. You don't have to save everybody. I think we get kind of caught up in that, and there's no need to. Focus on you. Always stay in bloom. And if you're not growing, you're dying. With that being said, I also have a YouTube channel called The Blooming Ebony, and you can find me on Instagram, also at The Blooming Ebony. Until next time, have a good night, everyone.
We got Tu Madre.
Everybody, I got on the panel late, but I was not late. I was in the chat room, and folks always call when you're trying to get your podcast on. But
that's it.
It's very nice listening to everyone tonight, and my biggest problem is listening to listen to comments where it's black men, black women, black dating, it's people in general. People are dating. This problem is not only a black problem, it's everybody's problem. And if we as a unit, men and women, learn to get to know each other prior to jumping into the sack, maybe it will turn out different in the end. But it's always good being on. Hit that like and subscribe button. Love you guys. Mwah.
Look
Good
at
night.
that. Alex.
Okay. What's up? It's your boy. I am Alex What. This is my first time leaving my thoughts. If I could say anything, ladies, work on yourselves, and men like myself, average men, definitely, we need to work on ourselves and be the ones who make the rules. And if a woman ain't gonna try to be with it, honestly, just be about peace. And to me, no, I've never had a girlfriend, but I do think that when I do view my girlfriend and everything, it's going to be simple. Make sure you do know your person as best as they can, and they know you. And when you are in that getting to know you stage, be a little bit show your flaws, show your quirks about yourself. And if that person does not accept you, move on. You know, and don't be self-centered and selfish. You know, because at the end of the day, a relationship is not a one-person thing; it's a two-person thing. Like I say on my channel, stay weird and stay positive. Peace.
We got Tag Williams.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Todd Williams. I want to say thank you to CKQ for having me up on the panel tonight, and you guys come over to subscribe to his channel and check some of the content out. Very interesting conversations, man. Every week the brother bringing it, and I want to say shout out to the panel for the different perspectives and just different ways of looking at things. I think that that's where the growth is, you know. As I say, the message for the young people comes from panels like this, right? Like I get on these different panels and then I pull different perspectives, different vantage points, ideas for people. And then when I'm talking to the youth, then I can throw them something different. I don't have to be as subjective and so caught up in my things, because that's one of the things I try to stay away from. One of the things I try to remind myself not to do is to impose my will, my belief, my anecdotal or visceral self on someone, right? It's cool to share it, to be subjective, but I'm really conscious about that. That's why I grow and I take away when people are thinking differently about different things. And again, tonight it shows itself as it should. And I love that. So yeah, guys, come over to CKQ's channel and subscribe. You guys can find me on YouTube. It's just real simple, man. TAK, skip a space Williams. I think I put the post up, but if not, I'll check. I'll be going live 6 o'clock a.m. Eastern time.
Wow.
In a few hours. Getting that trading money. Yeah, getting that day trading money. Like I tell y'all, I don't invest. You want to ask me a question about investing, you wasting somebody's oxygen. If it's God's, that's whose oxygen you wasting, because I don't invest, but I day trade. So yeah, come check me out, man. Let's get that money. You know? That's it.
And we got Carl.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is my first time in. So all I want to say is, don't let your fears, your apprehensions, your relationship PTSD hinder you or self-sabotage you from your blessings. At the end of the day, the best things in life are the spontaneous things, like finding that $20 bill on the ground. Expand yourself, expand your geographical area. And sometimes you really have to balance out what you earn, what you qualify for, and don't think that you're entitled. Don't think that things are supposed to be. Just because it's allowed, don't make it right. Just because you can, don't mean that you should. So at the end of the day, I want everybody to be peaceful, be cooperative. Fuck that word submissive. I can't stand it. Be cooperative. And, life is a lottery, man. Just like relationship, it's a lottery. Just hope for the best, man. Make time for the person, fuck them, and give a damn about them consistently. Try something different. Everything else failed in the last 30, 40 years. Try something different. All right? And salute. Paul Shab, Facebook.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a fantastic night and a great conversation. My closing comment to everyone that's watching is really be curious about the person that you decide to start a life with. Really, truly try to get to know the person that you want to start something with. That's a whole other person with a whole other life, whole other experiences, a completely different way that you grew up that you can learn from. So when you're going into a relationship with someone, get curious about each other and never stop trying to learn who that person is, because you're both always growing. But if you're always curious about each other, it's never going to stop being fun. So in my opinion, It's going to be a good time. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun. Peace.
Yay! Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you all.
If we're doing everything right, I think we should be vetting our wives. Like go to their parents, go to their fathers.
They know they shouldn't have let me start speaking my mind in the booth. Start speaking the truth. Might get shot.
I think you're just saying, okay, actions have consequences, and I'm not going to support this person's actions. Like, you don't have to cancel them and say, like, I'm never, I hate you.
Innocent lives have to die.
I. But the whole thing is men are I also. That man was on the other side doing the exact same thing, and his decision with his eyes was to walk away.
Inside your soul.
Now we can paint the perfect picture without belittling each other. Cause under God's system,
we are equipped to handle that responsibility. But not every man is fit to handle that responsibility.
I done seen Flint, Michigan,
and it's just being
cities. They pissing in project buildings that got a roof that leaks, resulting in missing ceilings. Hard to sleep. Children going to schools dealing issues deep.
So I think society does make it more difficult for short men, but I don't think that it's impossible that they can find someone.
And expecting you to do your part. It ain't hard to see they trying to keep black in the back, just like Rosa Parks. Cops shooting blacks as if they get a token from God. School rob you with needed resources.
It's the weaker vessel and the more vulnerable.
Absolutely, 100%.
You don't look at the man like, oh, poor son, you were violated. No, you like, bro.
And nobody.
They shift my stick like some cars. And when you're lonely in your darkest thoughts, come, I know it's hard, but God shines his light on all I play their part. And it's the start.
Put myself in a situation where I can only rely on a man. Like if I'm married and being a stay-at-home mom, I need to have a backup in case anything happens. I can't only rely on him. You know what I'm saying?
A flower will grow once you plant the seed inside your soul.
Poet, and the best part of me shows it. Here to speak the message of what is known, but not what it takes, expose it. Listen closer as I take you on a mental path. See divisions, the math, hoping we clash on lower levels, just like in the past. Before we begin to see spared lives, keep in mind the first 3 letters of unity starts with you and I, and maybe then we can all thrive, changing the narratives of our lives, finding belief from inside. We gotta come together, different feathers, and we fly together, despite any weather, evolving up forward, just like propellers, using negatives to fuel positives. How we change the mark, just like taking the devil's flames just to warm the coldest heart. Mama knew it from the start. DC mode would be a spark to lead the light that works its way out, illuminate through the dark. Funny cause my skin is dark, despite the stereotypes exemplify brilliance, cause I found that genius within my mind. You see words